All right. Where did my lotion go? Hola, people. Hello, 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 hello. Incredible. Well, actually, we're still in the morning. Dang, it's still morning. It's only 11:27. It's not even 11:30 yet. 30 minutes away. Well, 33 minutes away from the afternoon. Oh, wow. I realized it was still in the morning. Hello, people. Edit. Public so that you guys can share. Share. Hello. Gotta go to work. What is that from? In Living Color. Gotta go to work. The Jamaican Family. That's what that reminded me of. Hello, people. Incredible morning. Hello, incredible morning. What's going? Wait, what we doing? Just chilling. I'm actually waiting for a customer, my client, to come back. I have to correct some shirts, and so we're just sitting here. Well, I'm just sitting here waiting. So I figured I'd just kind of jump on real quick. So class is in session for any questions that you guys may have. Hello. Incredible morning. Hey, just say. All right. Tap that screen, get those likes up, share it out, tag a friend. Hey. Oh, come on. End up getting my video shut, my thing. It's gonna mute it. All right, so hold on, let me get this one started over here. Uh-oh. Hello. Ooh, child. Yeah, it's also a day where I need to. My mom started it, but I gotta finish in here because she just threw everything in a corner. All right, so hello, everybody. I'm Shakita Professor, HS Sync 365, home of Honestly Speaking, 365 Creative Academy, Silhouettes Anonymous. I am your resident silhouette studio and silhouette system expert. I am the best instructor in that software and on that program. So if you have questions on that, feel free to go ahead and post those questions. Because we sell Submation ink and Submation paper, I might know a little something about sublimation, and I teach designing. So wealth of knowledge all packaged into this wonderful person in front of you, incredible person in front of you. So if you have questions, like I said, class in session for whatever you want to learn. I'm just waiting. I'm here waiting for my client, and once they come, I'll pretty much be done because I wanted to work on some marketing stuff. So until they come, I have to fix the shirts that I did yesterday because the way that they presented to me said one way, but it's supposed to have an S on the end, so I had to fix that. So yeah. Hello. Double tap that screen. How are you guys doing? Hello, loving life. For the second time, little tiny blessings. Hello, how are you? Welcome on to the live. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. Okay, so we have a question already. So when I do sublimation, I get a faded line in the middle where my pages meet. Do you know why this happens? So it's not that you're doing sublimation. because technically you won't have that in regular sublimation. This is something that when you guys are looking for help, being very, very detailed in your questions. I know it's like, man, nobody want to type all this out. And I know it's almost like, I wish I can just call somebody up and just ask it, because me saying is a lot easier than me trying to type it. So that's something that's very much so different in the fact that you are piecing two pieces of paper together and you're getting that. So there's a couple of different things that can cause that, right? One, it's whether or not you're actually creating an overlap in your design and when you're printing it. So I'm not sure what method you're using as far as splitting up your image, but that is going to be crucial if you're designing it or let's say you're printing it and you are using the borderless print. Don't do that, because it doesn't really print it to the border. It actually expands your image. So if you're thinking, okay, I'm going to print borderless and it's going to line up, it's not. So if you're making it to where there's no overlap, you're going to probably end up with that line in the middle. You must have some overlap, and then you won't really see a faded like line in the middle. You'll probably see, I'm going to say it's like not faded, but you may see the line of demarcation, because you have two layers of paper on top of each other, and you also have the tape that you're using to tape it together. So those things play a part. The next thing is the type of paper you're using, the temp and time that you're using also. So if you are using a paper and your settings that you're using for this is 400 degrees for 60 seconds, once you go and like redo the other press and you're overlapping it, the part that was already pressed is going to fade a little bit. So it could be from that. So without really seeing it, I'm not sure. If it is where the paper meets and not on the edges, it's most likely just due to the thickness and or the fact that you're not overlapped. You're not creating that overlap when you are separating your image. You have to have overlap. Okay, so hello everyone. I have a question. I hope it's okay with you. I need to get rid of the Cameo 4 Plus. I don't like it. What don't you like about the Plus? The Plus is not that bad. If you'd have said the Pro, maybe sort of kind of I can understand, but I don't understand what you don't like about the Plus. Maybe we can help you not hate your Plus. Do you have a video on making digital images? Everything that I do is about making digital images. If you take a file and you make an S, that is a digital image. I think that you guys are thinking that it's a certain type of design or a certain type of style that makes it an SVG or, I mean, anything. There's so many people talking about creating digital products. You can make a cookbook. You can make an ebook. You can make literally the alphabet and just put them all in different fonts, and that becomes a digital file. It's all about, making sure that you designed it correctly. That's where our designing courses come in. And no matter what you design, you're creating. Once you put something on your computer, it's a digital product. Like, it's a digital design. It's just in how you save it. Who carries the Team 365 shirts? Some of everybody. Jiffy Shirts, Shirt Bargain, because they are an extension of the Port & Co. And who was the other one? No, the Sports Tech is a part of Port & Co. But you can go to Jiffy, and I know Shirt Bargain. I've seen them there. So just do a search and it'll come up. But I normally get mine from Jiffy. I love all my Cameos, Cameo Pro, and Cameo Plus and Silhouette. Yeah, I can't stand the Pro. Just the way that it was made, and like the couple times I can't say I can't stand it because I've never had my hands on it physically, but just how it's made, and then me constantly having to do one-on-one sessions with them and having to help people with them and the issues with it when we're doing the one-on-one sessions, they're doing print and cuts or just doing cutting, and the way that it works and the way that it sounds and the things on there, for me, the Pro is a no. But hey, it works for some people. Some people love it. I don't have a Cameo machine, but I use a Cameo program. There is no app to design, and but can I use it? So yes, so it's not an app. It is a program, and yes, you can. The base program is absolutely free. You can do a lot in the free software. And then there are the upgrades as far as designer or business edition that just unlock additional features. But yes, you can definitely use it to create your sublimation designs. Oh, it's the pro. Okay, I was about to say, Plus is not that bad. It's too big for one thing, and I'm trying to get the paper and stuff in there. It's just driving me totally insane. And that's normally what I get when I do my one-on-one sessions. And someone says, Shakia, professor, help me with this thing. And we're kind of going through, and they just realize like it just doesn't work for them. All they heard someone say was, oh, it's bigger, it's bigger. But I warned y'all from the beginning about that pro. I love the Cameo 3. And see, I'm not a lover of the Cameo 3. I actually don't. That was like my least favorite Cameo. When it comes to splitting your images and putting them together, I watched your video on YouTube, but you don't have a video or class that shows how to piece them. Yes, I do. I showed it in the video. I did it when we did our anniversary. I've actually done quite a few videos with piecing them together. I wish I found your classes before I brought my pro because it makes me hate Cameo. I don't know what more I can do. I go live. I mean, back in the day, I was going live almost every single day. I'm always helping in groups. I don't know why so many people, I was like, well, where have you been all my life? I've been trying y'all for 8 years. I've been out in these streets trying to get y'all. I don't know if it's y'all don't like long content. So you see my videos, you're like, oh, hell no, I'm not going to watch no 30-minute video, no hour video. I don't know if that's what it was, but it's a lot of great information. Yes, God, I want another 2. The 2. So my only issue with the 2 is because I only have 1. I protect it at all costs because if anything should fall on that screen, it's rendered useless, which is why, like with the 1, I'll never get rid of those because 1, I don't have to worry about this whole Bluetooth thing. 2, I don't have to worry about like it's like right now my 4 is cracked. I didn't even know something fell on it and it cracked the top of my Cameo. Luckily, it's just at the top part, but if it was where the buttons are, that Cameo would be useless. So I love my original because it still has the buttons and it just has a regular analog screen. So short of wasting like water on it or something like that, that thing will always work. So I love my originals. You could not pay me $1 million to get rid of my 3 originals. Let's see. Makes me dislike the Cameo Pro, but I didn't know prior to your class. Trying to figure out designing sublimation and what program to use to create and upload other pre-designed sublimation files. So yes, Silhouette Studio is going to be great for that because again, it is a design program. It's a beginner level program because it is a vector-based program. It's no different than using Adobe Illustrator, Corel Draw, Affinity Designer, right? So you have the ability to open up PNG files, JPEG files. Now, if you get designer or business, you can also open up SVG files and PDF files. If you're somebody that does embroidery, if you have applique files, you can also open up those. It will open up your regular embroidery files, but it's going to have all of the stitch lines on it. So if you're wanting to convert your embroidery files into SVG files, you're going to end up having to do a lot of editing, such as like detaching your lines and then doing like some doing some things to your edit points and stuff like that so that you can make them where they are SVG files, but you can't open up embroidery files when you have Designer Edition Plus or Business Edition. So I just recommend Business Edition. But just the base software, you can open up, like I said, JPEGs and PNGs, which is what most of you guys start off with, is you're opening up those and you're going to either make it a background or you're going to add to it. Then in the free version, you can trace it. So if you open up just a JPEG or a PNG and it's a file that can be traced, you can trace that to vectorize it, and then you can add your own colors to it. You can create text. You can curve your text. You can stretch your text. You can stack your text. You can ungroup it and make it all wild and crazy. All this you can do in the free version of Silhouette Studio. You can do all of that in the free version. So it is a great place to start. Does it have all the bells and whistles of Adobe Illustrator, Corel Draw, and Affinity Designer? No, not really, but it is a beginner software, and it's like to get your feet wet, and it's free. You can even change the colors of items, things that you mainly do that like in Photoshop, where you can go and change the hue and saturation and things like that. It has that element in Silhouette Studio, the free version. So definitely check that out. Go over to silhouetteamerica.com, go to software. The current version is 4.5 as of today, which is November. Where get November from? February 2023. But I still use 4.3. Some of the 4.4 and 4.5s just weren't stable enough. And I have a really good computer and it's still not stable enough for my computer. So 4.3 32-bit if you have a Windows computer. Hello, everyone over here. Hello. I'm just hanging out on a Saturday waiting for my client to come. She said she would be here by 12. I have to fix some shirts for a letter that she left off. So right now I'm just answering questions. What's wrong with the Cameo 3? I'm not going to say that there's something that's wrong with it, but as someone who literally has all of the generations of the Cameo, it is my least favorite. One, I did not understand why they made it so big. I really dislike that top. I had a lot of issues with my Cameo 3 not connecting, not via Bluetooth, just with plugging it in. Once I got that thing, I constantly had to turn it off, turn on. Like, it was insane when it came to that one. I personally cannot stand the Auto Blade. What I don't like about it is it literally resets every single time, and all that tapping and clicking just drove me absolutely nuts. Compared to the way the 1 and the 2 cut, the 3 and the 4 cut totally different because of that whole Auto Blade situation. So I didn't care for the cuts when I got the 3. And there was nothing wrong with my original Cameos. I got the 3 for teaching purposes only. And then when I got it, I was like, yeah, I would rather stick with my originals. So some people, they love it, especially if that's the only one that they've experienced or the first one that they've experienced, they love it. But just going from the 1 and the 2, I didn't see those things as being improvements. And I just hated having to unplug it, plug it back in, unplug it, plug it back in, turn it off, turn it on. Like, it just would not keep a stable connection with my computers. I'm new to this, but you have been my one-hit wonder since I found you. I thank you. So let's jump over here. So, hey, do you have a recommendation for where to get polyester sweatshirts? I'm not big on sweatshirts. The ones that I've used, like the only ones I've had to do, I've gotten them from like Walmart. I got some from Jiffy Shirts. Like this one came, where did this one come from? No, I think is this the one that Patrice sent me? This may be the one that Patrice sent me. I'm not sure. I think that might be it. But I have another one, and I got it from Jiffy. Like, I actually got those from Jiffy Shirts. When it was like the summertime, and they were trying to get rid of some of their winter stuff, like certain brands. And I end up getting a bunch of sweatshirts and like hoodies and zip ups from Jiffy Shirts. They were fleece though, but I'm not big on sweatshirts, so I haven't really like dived into looking for white polyester sweatshirts. But I do know there are some on Jiffy. It just depends on, you have to search different brands. I still have my original and still use it along with my Cameo 4. I still have my one also. I never, ever gave it a thought about breaking the screen. I will be more careful. Yeah, because I mean, when it came out, a lot of people, things were dropping on it and it was rendered useless because once that screen is gone, it's gone. So I baby that thing. I baby my 2. The one thing that I loved about the 2 was the repeat job. So that's that's one of the things that makes the 2 stand out to me compared to the 1, was the fact that that's when they introduced the repeat job. And then with the 4, they took that away. I don't understand. Well, it's because they don't have a real screen. So you can't like go on there and select repeat job because it's just an up and down arrow. Like they tried to simplify it, but that's one of the best features of 2 and 3 is to be able to do repeat job. And I don't understand why they took that away. And then I think with the 4, you don't have the barcode like you did with the 3. I thought that was kind of, why would you take that away too? A friend wants to learn sublimation, and I recommended learning Silhouette Studio, even though I said Cricut is probably more user-friendly for him. Silhouette does have a lot to offer. Yeah, I would not recommend Cricut Design Space for anyone that wants to get into sublimation because you're going to be limited. Sublimation is about printing things out, and you don't want to be limited in the size that you can print. To me, Cricut isn't user-friendly for the majority of things as far as like actually creating designs. Like there's so many steps that you have to do in Cricut Design Space. The only thing, to me, the only real advantage Cricut Design Space has over Silhouette Studio is the fact that you can open up SVGs, but then you also can't open up other file types. So you can never open up PDFs. I don't think, yeah, it's like JPEGs, PNGs, and SVGs. I don't think you can open up PDF files. And then, when you bring in a PNG, like it, you just kind of go to the complex and you just hit the button or whatever, and it's technically already traced. Like I think before Silhouette got automatic trace, that was the only thing that may have been like an advantage. And the ungroup to lines is also a good one. But other than that, when you're for what you're trying to do for sublimation, I would always recommend a program that gives you the freedom to print as big or small as you need to and take full advantage and not have to worry about having registration marks on it. Excuse me. Oh, I have a Cricut and I want to upgrade to a Silhouette for this very reason. Yep. Do you use a desktop or a laptop? I'm upgrading soon, so soon suggestion. I actually have both. Right now, you guys, I'm on my desktop, but I also have my laptop as well. I'm a Dell girl, so I can't really speak to other ones. I tried HP, didn't like it, didn't work for me, but I'm a Dell girl. What you want is a computer that is great for gaming or virtual reality, and that's going to give you a better graphics card. You want to get, you want to have decent memory on it and get a pretty, even though you might use an external hard drive, storage drive, so like Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, or a WD cloud, you still want to get a hard drive that is a good size. I thought my 1 terabyte would be a good size, but I forget about the fact that I do videos and I record videos, and it works easier to import them and like move them around when they're on the computer. Once they go into my drive, it's like going through a secondary one, so it goes slower. So once I'm able to get all these videos off of my main hard drive, it'll probably work. Well, it should work a little bit better, but I do recommend that you get a decent sized hard drive, even if you're going to use a cloud, because you're going to have things like your fonts and certain backgrounds, things that you might want to keep in your library. So those are all going to be things that's going to take up space on your hard drive. So get a decent hard drive, but also get an external hard drive for all of your actual like completed designs. So when you're designing for a customer or you're doing certain things, save them and save it to an external drive. I'm in your fundamentals class, but I keep saying I need to do the prerequisite in the Facebook group, but I couldn't find them. What prerequisites? I'm not sure what you mean, because if you have the 30-day training, that has everything. Day 1 starts with, like, if you've never used Silhouette Studio before, if you go through that and not go into it where you're thinking about automatically making designs, and you go through that to get an understanding of the tools and functions, that's where you start at. Someone says, I've picked up polyester shirts from JCPenney's. Yeah, everywhere has polyester shirts. Like everywhere has polyester shirts. It's just the amount that people want to spend on them. Am I allowed to suggest it? Yes, go ahead. Long as it's not a direct competitor of me, like they have ink and paper and classes and stuff. Yes, feel free. Yeah, prerequisite is just being in the Facebook group or just making sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channels. Make sure that you just follow me, you hit the bell, turn it to all on Facebook, you turn it to see first. That way you see my content when I release it. That's your prerequisite. Someone says, alwaysblanks.com. So here y'all go. There's your free promo. Alwaysblanks.com is somewhere that has sweatshirts, she said. She says, I love them. They have a cotton feel. Now, see, I'm the type of person, I would be like, blah. For sublimation, I don't want a cotton feel. Like, it's not meant to be cotton. So I'm actually that person. I don't like, I really despise the cotton feel polyester shirts. I want it to feel, and I don't like the way it comes out either. Like this right here, to me, it looks bright on camera, but I don't like these styles of shirts. I actually prefer a like, so the ones that are like this, that have that they are semi-gloss. It just comes out a lot brighter. Let me see. Can you see the back of my? And it still looks on camera. It looks darker than what it is. But I just prefer like these styles of shirt that have a slight shine. I don't like super, super shiny, but I like shirts that have a little shine to them. All right, it's almost 12 o'clock. When I try to watch the Zoom video, it says I need to do the prerequisite first. So there should be no Zoom like on the other ones. It just means that you need to click on the top one. So certain ones, I have it that way so that you didn't skip the top ones. A lot of people were skipping it, and they'll go in and they're like, hey, I'm missing the rest of the classes. Well, the welcome said that it's taking us a while to get all of the broken down parts there, but you have access to all of the stream playbacks. But everyone kept skipping it. So I tried to make that the prerequisite to force you to go back to the top, read it, hit continue, save and continue, or complete and continue. Go to the next one, read it, hit continue, and then it will let you do all of the other ones. But like what's broken, like if you're trying to watch it there, is one thing, and like it only goes up to a certain day, and the rest of them are not there. The rest of them are on the like on that playback, the stream playback link, playback playlist is where you're going to find all of the classes or all of the sessions. Well, I don't give my customers a choice. So you're coming to me, this is the shirt you're going to get. You don't like it, I suggest you go to somebody else. That's just my stance on it. To me, a customer can't dictate what I use. So for me to say, oh, my customers don't like this, then you're not customer. I'm not saying that you have to change it. I'm just saying for me and how I kind of do business, this is the product that I chose because I find that it is the best product. Like it's going to give me the best results. So if this is not something that you're wanting, I suggest you go find somebody else. That's just my stance on when it comes to it. These are the shirts that I provide. And if they don't like it, then they don't. I'm not changing for them because it is a business that I own. That's just my personal stance on it. When storing HTV vinyl, how should we roll them? I remember you said why back when, but I forgot. So I store mine. So, oh wait, I don't think I redid this. This is how it comes when it comes from like you get it on a roll, right? And so what is this thing called? The adhesive side is exposed to you, like the cut side is exposed to you. On a roll like this, because it is a wide core, you're not going to get a lot of roll back on it. So like I can unroll this and it's not going to roll back too much when you put it down, right? So like when you're put, like, how can I say it? Yeah, when I put this down, because it's going to go like this. This is how you want to store it. Now, this one, I don't think they sold it to me like this. I don't think I've ever done this one. And so this one, no matter which way you store this, you're not going to really get a lot of rollback. Now, if you have something like this and you're getting smaller rolls, or you don't put it on a bigger core, I'm going to show you what happens. Yeah, I know I haven't. This has been like this since I got it from Florida Flex. Okay, so it's tightly rolled inward. Ooh, the hell is on there? The heck? Yeah, I've never used this one. It's all kind of dust and stuff in there. So because it's tightly rolled this way, right? When you go to put it on a mat, which I don't have a mat here. Yeah, there's my client. So I'm trying to find a mat. What am I? She came in here moving stuff. I don't know where my mat is. Oh, here's one here. So when you go to put it on a mat, if it's not super sticky, because it's rolled the wrong way, you have to put it down this way, it's going to constantly roll up on you. But if I had this like this and I'm putting it down, when it rolls, like it's not going to roll up. So I prefer to store it, even if it's the tight one, adhesive side up. And that's also the reason why they do it. Hold on. I don't understand why it does that. Hold on. Yeah, it goes to my mom. It's basically recording it, so it's telling me it's off and it's recording. All right, I'm live right now though, so y'all get to see me right now fix these in real time. Let me see. Oh, you see how I corrected it. So I was trying to make it match, put the star, but make it match the Instagram. Uh-oh. All right, let's see about switching y'all over here. Preset, no, settings. Okay. Don't talk about all my stuff back there, y'all. Don't mind this. Don't mind the mess. Okay. So for y'all, let's see. This is as close as I can get you. Okay, let's see. Let's start here with the small. So I'm going to take this. I've already made it to where the S and the star are in the place that I want it. Oh, well, you guys can't see it. And you can actually see through it a little bit. I'm going to line the top of the S up, and I'm looking at the star to make sure that it's not going over my 0. And that's kind of how I know my placement, by the star. So I know how far over to put this because I made the star where it just touches the 0. And as long as my S is to the top, we're good. And So before, and then you'll see the after in a moment. And because my paper is only 365 and I'm going to press for 30 seconds, it's not going to affect the color of the other parts of it. And I really don't have to do 30 seconds. My Hautronics, I can actually do 20 seconds. And I can go over just a little bit. The next one I'm going to go over just a tad. What on? Oh, why am I holding on? I'm going to go over just a tad on the next one. Oh, wait, did it fall on the floor? Is that? No, that's a kid shirt. I'll go over just a tad. This is which one? Okay, let me go. And I threw that on the floor, but I needed it to do it again. So now I'm going to have to cut off another piece and be very careful. All right. I think it's also how I have it stretched. I'm just going to tilt my star a little bit. Oh, yeah, I was over way too far. All right, let's see if I can see which side this is on. I cannot. Oh, yeah, I can. So it went down like that. We're going to flip this, and my mother threw away my top piece. So we really have to let it go 20 seconds. I don't have to do the 30. It's actually probably there now. Oh, wait a minute now. Why did you not? Oh, come on. Oh, no. I got it. Trust me, I got it. I don't know why that one did it like that. Oh, I did a whole, like, a big one where because it was a Cricut shirt, and I got it to line back up perfectly. So I'm not worried about this little thing right here at all. Come on. All right. Don't know what happened before. Let's do this. Give it a little bit more. Oh, I did change it too much. That's why there was no pressure whatsoever. Okay, now we're at a 1. that one. Was there another meeting, the ones you said I didn't have to worry about today? Was there a medium in that one?
Mm-hmm. Remember, you gave me 2 each.
Okay.
So I have more than enough. Well, you need to use another medium.
And I'm it's not bad, but the star is, you tell me, the star is driving me nuts. But I'm anal, so she snatched the shirt from me. You know how I am, so the star was sending me. Huh?
Some people gonna be drunk after the shower. Unlimited tequila, they gonna be.
Yeah. Okay. I should have showed it to them before I took it so they can see the difference in not having enough pressure. That's normally your main culprit for not having good subprints. Wait, did your husband have a shirt and not fixing that one?
I just took it.
Oh, that was this one. Okay.
Wait, what's that?
Large. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I can smell it.
Oh, you smell the cologne?
Uh-huh. When you went back out to the car to get the shirt? Because I told him walk out the car with it on.
No, he took it out when we got out.
Oh. I saw him walk around the car, but I'm like, he already got the shirt on.
Because I forgot to tell him don't even put it on yet.
Ah.
Maybe even really early because the traffic on the beach was
Bad, yeah. I think probably because of I don't like that top tape. I don't need that one. Because it's a new sheet. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm just putting an S in the place where it was missing from. So that's all I did was just put it moved. can't let that one stay. Oh wait, I can use the other side of it though. Can't let that one stay because it'll transfer in again. So when it moves, I have to change it out, but I can flip this over. Yeah. That's just to knock out the line. Oh, wait a minute. What did I use that one for? So we're good. I know you'll come back home and actually about to do it now. I'm ready to go to traffic. I'm about to announce that the heat press is on.
Oh, okay.
But she'll try to figure out what I did. So I added the S and the star. Uh-huh.
What I owe you.
Yep, we'll do. Later. Be safe. No, you're good. So I have to finish the rest of them. So since the heat press is on, I'm going to finish them. So when the message was sent, the S was left off. So I'm replacing it. And then what I end up doing was, so that it's kind of balanced, because the S is going to make this stick out so far, they have a star in their logo. Well, y'all can't really see it there. And there is a star in the logo. So I put a star on the end. And instead of making it solid like it is in their logo, I made an outline like the Instagram logo, so that it doesn't stand out as if it was a mistake. So all I did was line it up. Wait, hold on, they're coming back for something. Hold on. This is not for today. This is just extra for me to do. It probably is, because she handed it over. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I printed it off where it's just the S. Oh, that's why you're saying you can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'll try and put it back here. Okay, hold on. Well, I'll move this out of the way. And y'all can't really see either. Okay, so I just took the S and the star, printed that out, cut them into, like, the separate sheets. And so I'm using this. My tape helps me kind of grip it so I can move it. So I'm just making sure that it's lined up with the top and the bottom, making sure that it's not crooked, kind of looking at the spacing on the other one. And we're just going to add this to the shirt. I tried switching the butcher paper hack, and the ink came through on the other side. I know it wasn't me. Oh, wow. Which butcher paper do you use? And how long did you let it press for? So now that's on there, like off. I keep removing this. That's okay. I'm just gonna flip it. And where is my top sheet? Oh, I forgot I can't use it because I used it as the cover sheet. So now that's on there like that. I actually rather use parchment paper than the butcher paper. It's just too high for me to see. I got the one from Sam's Club. Oh, that was the last one. We're gonna need 2 or 3 of them. Am I missing a shirt? Okay, so that one's fixed. That one's fixed. This one. I'm like, I know I should have one more. Oh, there's 2 more. Okay. Yeah, because I see 2 papers here. All right. So what am I working on? So we're just having a general Q&A, but right now you guys are getting to see me correct an order. Wait, let me see. I know this may be a lot, but do you everything you will upload to past class on the YouTube channel so I can watch you from my yeah, that one we've thought about it, just haven't had time for it. Does vinyl have an expiration time? I have so many, would hate to throw it out and money. Yes, they do. It can affect how it cuts, how it weeds, and then how it presses. So there is like, if you had it for like a year or two, then yeah, it may or may not press correctly. All right, so what we're doing right now is the S was left off of the order when they sent me the name and stuff, but there's supposed to be an S on the end. So I have to add that. Well, I didn't want it to just stand out where you just see an S and like everything else is lined up correctly. So I added a star, which y'all can't see over here. So when I did it, I made the decision to add a star to the end of the phone number to compensate for the fact that we were adding an S on the end so that it's balanced. It's not like it's a random thing. There is a star in their logo. Okay. There's a star in their logo. So I did the star, but I made it to match how the Instagram logo looks, where it's just an outline. So that it looks like it was intentional. So I designed it up, and I have just the S and the star. And I'm doing it so that I can see where it goes. And because you can slightly see through the paper, so I'm able to see through it, line this up. So I'm mainly lining up the S and then the star, just making sure it's not touching the 0. And just kind of eyeballing the spacing between it. I also kind of sort of check the top, which this looks like it's going way over it. So I'm going to bring it down just a tad. And over just a tad. And then we're going to repress it. Because I'm using Honestly Speaking sublimation paper and I'm not over pressing it, I'm not doing 400 degrees for 60 seconds. It's not going to affect the color from the first press. But I don't remember my pressure. Okay. I did it inside. So go look. I just did the live video inside the student union. How? So I really just added the S to it, but I just like literally just before I did this live, I did the live in the student union. You guys are more than welcome to ask questions. We're still doing the, trying to like live chat and questions and stuff. So feel free to post your questions. Oh, my bad. So if you didn't see it, so this is the after. I know it's kind of, y'all are kind of slanted over here. I rushed the camera over here. So that's what we did to balance that out. So last one. I gotta fix that one. Going the wrong direction. You are amazing. I would have freaked. Looks very nice. Excellent job adding the S in the star. So that's how that came out. And that is all done. All right. All right, any other questions? And also the other reason why it's kind of hard to do that, when I recorded it before, all the classes were automatically broken up. I would have to combine them into one to put them up on YouTube, or I would end up having to create individual ones. So that was kind of hard to do. So if you want to learn how I did that and you want to be able to do that, highly recommend enrolling in one of my classes that gets you access to the student union. I do exclusive videos in there that I don't do on the public platforms. So I highly recommend that you guys get into one of the classes. Essentials of Silhouette Studio is the best place to start, y'all. And the foundation of it isn't going to change, but the price of that training is going to change because I'm going to add some things to it. I don't want to have to redo that part all over again, but I'm adding some things to it. So the cost of that will change pretty soon here once I kind of solidify how I'm going to like fully implement those changes for those who are just kind of coming on and giving you guys some live sessions and trying to schedule those in. Anybody that already has it will be grandfathered into that new setup. But for anyone else coming in new, there is going to be a change to the price and to the structure so that it gives you guys an opportunity. Things that I was already kind of sort of going to do, but I made a post and that kind of sealed the deal for me in having some live sessions as well as homework, like more homework assignments. So there is going to be some changes to the 30-day training, but the first part of it, that foundational part, is not going to change. I'm not redoing that 30-day training over again. One, that drained the heck out of me to teach that for 30 days straight, even on Sundays. So that's going to be there. And you guys are just going to have to be disciplined to go and like watch those. But I am going to have like some actual live Zoom ones to go over certain sections. Let's see. What cameo should you get? Well, unless you're going to look on a marketplace for one of the older cameos, you're going to buy brand new of 4. We all know I only recommend the 12 and the plus. You'll never see me recommend the pro. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. It works for some people. If you were interested and you want to get it, yes, but I'm never going to be the one to say, oh, yeah, go get a pro. So the regular 4 or the plus is going to be great. While they look great, I'm sitting here with knots in my stomach because I would be nervous trying to make sure it lined up perfectly. Yeah, I mean, it gets nerve-wracking. It can be very nerve-wracking. So that one where I did not, because when I was adjusting it, I didn't have enough pressure. That one, the S, I mean, it looks, because it was technically double pressed, the S and the star are a little bit darker than the rest of it, and it shifted a little bit. She's like, whatever, girl, that don't matter. And then the first one, I was a little bit too far over. So yeah, mistakes happen. But it was, it was just me correcting a mistake because they left off, when they submitted it, the information, they left off the S, and I didn't go look at their Instagram to see what the name was. So yeah. Any reason why I don't recommend the pro? So I've done several videos on it, but I'll go back through why the pro. So I have all the machines, right? So I have the original Cameo, the 2, the 3, the 4. I also have large format cutters. So I have a US cutter as well. I've had experience with using like a Graph Tech and stuff like that. So for me, when people say like, as far as an upgrade and what an upgrade should be, it should be more efficient. It should be, well, I mean, and it being more efficient just encompasses a lot of different things. The speed of it, I mean, it's loud as crap. Um, just the way like it moves, the tracking, like the way the wheels are. Because when you go with like a bigger machine, like where their pinch rollers are and how you adjust those pinch rollers are a lot different than how it is here. Cameo just basically took their footprint and just made it longer. But when you go longer, those things that work on a smaller craft machine does not work for a large format machine, which is why the large format ones cost more, because they're just made differently. The Silhouette Cameos already have tracking issues because it is fed from the front. There is no gravity, like there's no account for gravity when it comes to it. When you're looking at all of the other cutters and the fact that they're rear fed is for a reason to keep that vinyl stable. And then how it comes to the front, it's like it's the gravity part of it, and it doesn't move as far as the tracking. And with the way their pinch rollers are, it's thicker pinch rollers in there to really make sure that it stays in line. The Ford does not have, I mean, the Pro does not have that. So you're going to still experience the same issues that you would have in tracking. And if you're going to pay that kind of money and it's supposed to be an upgrade, it should be more efficient. So that was like mistake number one for me, in the fact that it was still front loaded. And they did not make any concessions for the tracking part, in that if you have a big one so that you can just put a straight roll of vinyl on it, that little roll holder in the front, stupid, doesn't work. -5 stars. So like trying to use this, there were so many times like this one wasn't so bad if you got like, I don't buy small rolls. So it's like you're making a large machine to appeal to those who want to do bigger jobs, but in doing bigger jobs, you want to be able to buy your material more efficiently, and that is buying it by the rolls. A standard roll just for heat transfer vinyl is 5 yards. That is the smallest that it actually comes from Caesar. Now you can buy it from authorized dealers and stuff like that, and authorized resellers, and they're going to just take a 50-yard roll and they're just making smaller ones. But how it comes and with the core, this does not sit well on that core in any way, shape, or form. When you have the larger one, where it sits, and the fact that how it sits, it's just different. So when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, that ain't cool. And then it's like, it's loud as crap. The motor didn't change. If I want to have a big one, I want to be more efficient, you really need to have the motors that's like on the Roland or the US cutter, and just how it moves through it. And all they did was take the regular one and just put it on there. So it's just not as efficient. The tracking on it, horrible. If you're using a mat, it is too big to support like the mat, the weight of it, and when it hangs, you're going to end up having a lot of shift. Your print and cuts end up off, and they have like a little ledge thing that was a good thought, but it makes your mat sit higher, so it's feeding in kind of in a weird position. So that was the other thing. Their pinch rollers, the way their print and cut is, and like not knowing exactly where to put it at, because you have to get it in a specific spot. You cannot easily see where your pinch rollers are. Like you're just kind of moving it, but you don't really know what's back there. They don't have like dedicated sections like the other ones do for where your pinch rollers go. So when you put it in there, you almost kind of like got to look down like this and like move it around to make sure it's on the edge of the mat. It's just too much work. Like it's supposed to be more efficient. Now, if you are somebody that didn't really get it for efficiency and as an upgrade to what you had, you're going to think, oh my God, this is the greatest thing in the world. But just wait. It may not be an issue now, but once you are really like you need it and you need it to be a workhorse, you're going to realize the hell, there's some bull crap. So yeah, and the Ford in general, like they just cut weird. I don't use any of their cut settings. They just set it up to where it just cuts all weird. So that's a couple of reasons why I just don't recommend the Pro, because it is not a true upgrade. When you're upgrading, you're paying that kind of money, it should be for efficiency, and it's just not. Any suggestions on setting the pressure? Setting the pressure for what? I'm not sure if you had a comment before that, but setting the pressure for what? Heat presses, cameos? I'm not sure. I just need a friendly Cameo for, so yeah, you're just gonna, you either go to a marketplace and you can get a find a 2, you can find a 3. I don't use a 3. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it works. So a 2, or you just get a regular Cameo or a Cameo Plus if you want the 15-inch cut width. Which older model should I get? I love my 2. You're welcome. So pressure, man, this is what I know. Y'all don't like paying for stuff or don't like long-winded stuff, like get to the point, but it's not an easy peasy, like it's not just this standard thing when it comes to pressure. How I'm going to adjust the pressure on this bad boy and how I adjust the pressure, y'all can't see it, but they can. How I adjust the y'all can't see this one. So how I adjust the pressure on that compared to that is different. And for you guys to see, my auto press is there. And if you have the ones where it's like the regular swing away and it's like that big drum in the back, like for me, when it comes to those, unless you are at like extreme heavy pressure, because of the way that arm moves and like the handle is not connected to the pressure part of it in any way, shape, or form, it's really hard to tell the pressure for those unless you do things like the paper test, and you'll end up having to do that every single time. But so with this one, I'll switch it over so you guys can see it, and I'll switch it so you guys can see it. Oh, I'm so mad. This is supposed to be here, but this is an external wall. So we didn't realize that, and it kept falling out, and the screws wouldn't go in there. But I need to find somewhere for my butcher paper to go because it gets in the way. All right. So with adjusting this one, it kind of lets me know. So depending on what's here, so right now it's saying I'm at a 4. There's like nothing there. Or jump to a 3. If I were to put this on here, that 4 or that 3 would probably go to a solid 4 or even go to a 5 because there's now some thickness here. See, and it's harder to close now because I have that in there. So see, I actually went up to a 6, and this isn't really that big. So you're constantly going to have to adjust your pressure. This one is a little bit different because I do have a readout. I'm able to see what that pressure is. But I can also still feel it in the fact that I could not close it. Again, if I take this off, I'm able to close this a lot easier than I did the first time. But you're just adjusting it. Sublimation and everything, you're going to make different adjustments. For vinyl, you need heavier pressure to push that adhesive in there. Sublimation, you don't really need that much pressure. So all I'm doing is making sure, like if I were to do this, like that way, I can feel it with this one because it's attached to it's attached to the platen. So I can feel the difference in how easy it goes down. So I'm going to turn this like all the way up. See, that flies down. That's really no pressure. I can probably move. Oh, actually, I can't move it. So it went down fairly easily, but I could not move this out of the way. So that's probably like just red. If I were to press something and that's at a 0, especially with art paper, I would still get a good press. Even if it's at a 0. But anywho, so if I turn it, I'm still gonna be able to, like, it's just gonna fly down. There's no resistance whatsoever. But I'm trying to get it to where I can move my platen. Oh, damn. Oh, I don't know why I don't want to move. Probably because there's no friction. Hold on. Let me put. Duh, it wasn't going to move with the platen, like right there. See, it was different because this right here, the silicone was attached to it, so it wasn't going to move. But see, this isn't a lot of pressure, and I can move this out here. So that is little to no pressure. We don't want to have that. I mean, for not really anything where you need to have like no pressure like this. And I'm not sure if y'all can see that drop. So I can still somewhat move it. So they always tell you to kind of do the paper test where you will put a piece of paper in there and then see if you can pull the paper out. See, I can't pull that out. But if I were to adjust this, see, I'm able to pull it out. I have a pull-out tray, so the whole thing's going to kind of come with me. But yeah. Now, the other one and how that adjusts is a little bit different, but I can still feel the resistance in the handle. So when I want light pressure, I'm looking for no resistance. When I need heavy pressure, I need to have some resistance, but I don't want it to be where I can't actually close it. Then that's overload. And like I said, on some of the other swing-aways, it is a little bit different to really feel the difference in the pressure. But light pressure is no resistance. Heavy pressure is some resistance. And where it's not like too much straining is firm pressure. So if you have a sure pressure, you just have to get used to your numbers. So the sure pressure does not make it where it is like, it's almost like having the numbers here. But what it basically, what that one is good for is, let's say you put it all the way at either all the way up or all the way down, right? And you decide where you want to kind of go from. Once you put, well, you really have to, it doesn't really matter the turns, right? So let's say you put a hoodie in there and it's at for like, so from the top, from either all the way up or all the way down, it might show a number of 44. So now you know for the pressure that you want for that hoodie, whether it is, so let's say for sublimation, it might be at I don't know these numbers, so don't go putting them in. I'm just using them as reference. So let's say for sublimation, because you don't need a lot of pressure, it might be at a 15, right? So you can just, you know that, hey, when I grab this hoodie, I need to turn this dial until that number gets to 15. And then like, let's say if you're doing vinyl on that same exact hoodie, you may have to turn that to 30 because you need more pressure. So the sure pressure makes it to where you now know exactly what number that clicker needs to be on. But that means that you have to have the things that I tell you, everyone, they need a notebook until you memorize them. You're just going to end up writing it down. Okay, so for the, speaking into existence, for the honestly speaking hoodies, we need to have a pressure of 20 or 15 or whatever it is. And you would write that down. And over time, because you're constantly doing it, you're going to automatically know what you need to change that to. That is how the sure pressure works, because it's giving you the exact number that it's supposed to be on. Hola. Anyone else? All right. Who here has not taken who's not enrolled in my 30-day training for Silhouette Studio? Who is not enrolled in the 30-day training? Who doesn't even know about it? So put a 3 if you know about it, but you're not enrolled. A 6 if you don't even know about my 30-day training. Put a 5 if you didn't even know I taught classes. I don't have any more almonds. I don't have any more cherries, and they don't sell this anymore. I'm telling y'all, this Tabitha Brown trail mix, they had some when I was in Atlanta. It was on clearance, but baby, I was still gonna get it. I've been trying to find some here, but they had it on clearance, so I got me 2 of them. I should have got all of them. So 3, someone says, so you know about it, but you didn't get it. 1 that says 6, didn't even know about it. So for all of those that have a 3, why not? Like, I'm the type of person I would like to know, like, do you feel like you get enough from YouTube ones? And 8365 is a $2.70 a day is too much to learn Studio from an expert. So for those of you who said 3, meaning you know about it, but you have not enrolled yet, is there any specific reason why? For those of you who put 6, you did not know about it. I'm going to break down what that is and explain to you a little bit about what the 30-day training is. Hell to the yeah. Oh, I didn't tell you my lips were dry. So I've been using Silhouette Studio for quite a while. But you may be using it for quite a while. But do you feel like you are using it to its full potential? Do you really understand the full power of that system and the things that you can do? Have you utilized almost every single tool and know what those tools do? That's the first question, right? The second part of that is, do you find yourself having to undo a lot of things and kind of go back and you can't figure out how to do certain designs? Well, if you don't use it that much, then of course this question isn't for you. If you don't use it that much. But thank you for answering though. That's good to know that some of you guys watch me, but you don't do Silhouette, which is probably why you have enrolled in my Photoshop one. But as you can see from when I do the Photoshop, I think I do that in Foundations of Designing. There are things like, you guys think that Photoshop is like the holy grail. It has its good points, but those who are in my Foundations of Designing class, they are seeing the big difference between Photoshop and a vector-based software like Silhouette Studio, and how some things are a lot easier to do in those softwares. And then you take it over to Photoshop if you want to add like a little bit of pizzazz. But everyone in Foundations of Designing, they're starting to see that it is good to have two systems because they are different. Photoshop is a bitmap software and Silhouette Studio is a vector-based program. I designed and illustrated and used Silhouette Studio for cutting only. So then, okay, yeah. So you may not, if you're only using it for cutting, then I'm saying for those as far as designing, like having a need for it. So if you're using Illustrator, you don't need it for designing, then that's different. She says, for sure. So what my Essentials to Silhouette Studio 30-day training is, it breaks those. So I'm going to take this back a little bit, right? I'm going to probably have y'all looking at me like I'm crazy when I say this, but at the same time, you're going to be like, damn, that is kind of how I look at this, right? So there are many of you guys that say, I want to learn how to design, right? You will go to YouTube videos looking for something specific, how to design a chip bag. But whatever videos you find, that is as far as your knowledge base will go, depending on how you learn, right? So many people say they want to learn it, but they want to dive right into, teach me how to use Silhouette Studio. Well, I want to learn how to design. I want to use Silhouette Studio, right? I've had people book one-on-one sessions for this. I want to learn how to do X, Y, and Z. All right, so you want to learn how to do X, Y, and Z? All right, we're going to go in. You tell me what you want to learn. All right, you're going to click here. You're going to click here. You're going to click here. Oh, wait. Go back. Because I didn't know that, whatever. Wait, what happened there? Why'd you do that? So then here comes all of the whys, right? All of the whys. How many times have you watched a YouTube video and you're wondering, why did they do that? Or you feel like, man, I am following them exactly. It ain't working out for me. Pretty sure you guys have gone through that, right? Because you focus on, or you think that you It's too much to go through all of these different things. I just want to get straight to it. I want to know how to create this design. Even if someone shows that to you, you are only limited to that design that you either paid for a class for or you've watched a video on. What my 30-day training is made to do is to break down each tool and function. And I break down the why, how, like, I'm going to say how, but like how they work, why you use them, when you use them, what are they used for? If X, kind of like math, if X happens, then there's the answer is Z, whatever. So it's like, if this happens, it can cause it to do this. So when you are designing, yes, you saw someone design something on YouTube. You took a class and they had their setup, whatever, but maybe when they subtracted, they had a certain element in the front and a different one in the back. So they got a different result. You're trying to mimic that with your design. And this is why I get the questions. Oh, I went to crop. Everything went away because you're trying to crop more than one thing. You cannot do that. Most YouTube videos are going to just show you, okay, I'm going to pull this here and I'm going to crop. They're not teaching you about the software and how you're supposed to design, in the fact that you cannot crop multiple elements and they just cut down, with all those things there. You're going to, it's going to either fill in with one part of it. It's going to weld it all together. Like, there are certain things, right? So you're doing these, you're watching these videos, you're getting frustrated because what they're doing on screen, yours is not doing. And you can't ask them questions because it's just a YouTube video. And if you do ask them a question, they're like, huh? Because one, y'all, I love y'all, but y'all suck when y'all ask questions sometimes because y'all not detailed, letting me know like what part of the video, like and some of y'all take pictures and it's zoomed in. Baby, how I'm supposed to see that and know what the heck is going on? Like, I can't help you. Like, you're zoomed all the way in. And it's like sometimes, oh, well, I don't want to share the person's. But if you need help, I need to see. Like, I need to see what's there. You're worried about not sharing your client's pictures or whatever, but you need help. I cannot figure that out by looking at something that zoomed into one little part. Baby, what the rest of this thing looks like. So I end up doing this because as someone that teaches this, as someone who gets bombarded with emails, inboxes, it's like, I was giving short answers. Someone says, okay, how do you do this? I say crop. That's what some of y'all want. Y'all's like, get to the point. So why do you do this? You crop. So then when you go to crop it and you're not getting the results, why is it not working? Why am I getting this? Why am I getting that? Well, that is what the 30-day training is for. I break down every single tool and function and how it works. If something's to the front, if something's to the back, if you move over here, if it's grouped, if it's a compound path, is it welded? How do I, like, it's a lot to it. And I do a day for pretty much every single tool and function. And then we do have some fun because we get to the end and then you get to see it put into designs. When you're tracing, how do you trace to be able to account for all of the different colors? That's a big one. How do you use your edit points properly? That is what it is designed to do. It is not designed to go where you're like, some people take it and they're, I guess, disappointed because they thought that they're going to take this and they're going to immediately be able to create every design their heart desires. But what that does is give you the foundation. When I'm doing videos now, there are some people that they're proud and they're happy because they're like, when I go through it, oh, I knew that. Like, they can actually answer the questions before I can because now they understand what it is, like how a design is set up. I know some of y'all get annoyed when y'all post questions and you're like, okay, well, I'm trying to figure out this. And I come back with 1,000 different questions because I cannot give you just this blanketed standard answer because I don't know. Was it an SVG? Did you have to trace it? Was it grouped together? Was it a compound path? How many different groups did it have? How many different compound paths? Like, there's so much to it. So the 30-day training is your ultimate reference guide. If you ever get stuck and you want to know about cropping, you don't have to go and try and find 30,000 cropping videos. You can go straight to that section that is about cropping. You want to know something about subtraction, you can go to that section for subtracting. You're missing something when it comes to tracing. There's no sense in searching everywhere else. I can go straight to the videos for tracing. And there's a note guide. So if you wrote notes, you're able to jump. You don't have to go through the whole thing. You are able to jump to the timestamp that you need and go straight to that part. It is set up to eliminate a lot of the headache that you guys experience trying to search YouTube videos for answers. She is so on point. I'm only on day 7, but I've learned so much in those 7 days. Looking forward to learning so much more. She has so much patience. The other thing is, I was going to say, when someone said I've been using it for a while, I have people in there that says they've used it for 12 years. They were using it longer than me. And they still learn. I never knew this was here, especially when it comes to what you can do, like creating 3D letters and things like that. If you go watch a video in Photoshop on creating a 3D effect, you have to, like, in order to do that, because they're like, Illustrator is different, right? So there's a 3D option there, and you can do certain things to kind of create, not say 3D, but like it's a certain type of shadow, right? There are certain things that you can do in Illustrator, and it'll set it up and it'll make it where it's kind of like 3D. Well, in Photoshop, you can't really do that. So you literally do alt down and over, alt down the arrow like a bunch of times, and then you have to weld them all together in order to get that same look. Whereas Silhouette Studio, you have your advanced replicate tool, and you can literally go on there and tell it exactly how many spaces you want it to go over and down, and you can tell it how many times you want to repeat it. And you do that, and it's literally one click of a button, and it creates it all for you. Versus Photoshop, you have to manually do it. There is no option for that. So depending on what it is that you want to do, certain programs are going to be better than others. This is why I utilize Illustrator. I use Corel Draw for certain things. I use Photoshop, and I use Silhouette Studio. My Corel Draw is like the Rhinestone Wizard. It doesn't work with other softwares. You have to use Corel Draw. So I had to go back to using Corel Draw. Illustrator, I mean, I use it for certain things. I like some of the features in there, but for me, Illustrator is kind of like a middle ground between Silhouette Studio and my Roland, and then Silhouette Studio and Photoshop. When I want to create templates, like I'll create it in there, make it a PDF, go in there, separate, like I'll sequence it or whatever, be able to save it as a PSD file. I open it up, I have all the different layers. So there's a reason for all of them. The only ones I don't really use is Affinity, because I just can't stand the interface. That's just personal preference. Affinity just don't tickle my fancy. But every program serves a purpose. And even if you think, because I think what's unique about me in Silhouette Studio and what makes me a great instructor for this is I've pushed the envelope. Like, I've used it to basically create 3D models for things where I'm creating it and I'm creating the templates for it to cut my foam board out. I've used it for party favors. I've used it for sublimation. I've used it for printable things. I've used it in so many different ways for so many different things that I think I have actually touched every single tool within Silhouette Studio. And the average person doesn't. They kind of stick to what they know, and they haven't used it in different ways. People are always amazed by the things that I do in Silhouette Studio that most people think that you have to have Photoshop for. I had, someone that teaches Photoshop say that, like, yo, I know Photoshop, but Shakia can do some things in Silhouette Studio where I would have sworn they were done in Photoshop, and they're not. So learning from someone who knows the software in and out is always going to be a benefit to you, even if it's just for a reference point. Finally found your page again. Don't lose it. Make sure that you follow, and then you hit the bell so that you're notified when I go live. I just want to thank you for all that you do. Right now, it is $83.65. I am making some changes to I'm adding on to the program, so the price will change. For anybody that wants to keep just that one, that will stay the same. But I am going to add to it so that I can incorporate some more live sessions and homework. And I have some other videos I'm going to add to it. If you already have it, you're going to be grandfathered in. You don't have to worry about the additional change. But for anyone coming in, you're going to have to pay the different cost. I didn't know all that it can do until I watched your channel. Then I purchased the 30-day training. Awesome. The only reason I am making any money is because of the professor and the classes I have taken. I say it over and over. Thank goodness I found you. Even when I was trying to do something and I was missing a step and you looked at it and said, you didn't do this step. I'm so happy I have your courses under my belt. I'm in foundations now and so much more to learn. Thank you so much for that live review. Wait, your comment was too long. Oh, yeah, because I don't see anything. I just see the me. All right. Last call. Well, I'm not going to go past 2 hours. So it's 1:41. So if you guys have questions for me about the software, about sublimation, about business, about marketing, branding, anything like that, you guys have about 20 minutes to ask your questions, and then I'm going to hop off. But take advantage. So I'm well versed. I've been in business, not just making money. I've been in business for a while. I've worked industries where I understand the backside of business. So there's not too much on like that. Questions that you guys were asked, I probably wouldn't have. My 30-day training is currently $83.65. It is currently $83.65. This is exactly what I need. Too many craft classes, not enough on the business side. And that is one of the reasons why I did not. People ask me all the time, well, can you do a class on this? Can you do a class on that? I'm like, look, my design classes will teach you that. Like, it's a lot of stuff out there for it, and it really is the same. I don't care if you've ever designed for a tumbler, you've designed for a shirt. People say, oh, I want to learn how to design for an all over shirt. And my question to them is, have you designed a regular shirt before? Well, guess what? It's the same exact concept. It's just a bigger template you have to fill in. But if you have to crop something, you got to crop something. If you got to type something, you got to add a name, you got to add it. You got to add color, you got to add a color. You got to resize, you got to resize it. It's the same no matter what it is that you're doing. Now, where the struggle may be is getting your ideas to come together, feeling stuck on the ideas. One of the things I think someone else just posted in my group too about how to make it fancy. And I know Ms. Dawn struggles with this, and we've had to have that conversation. I think she's doing a little bit better now. You guys think because you're creatives and you do all of this custom things that you have to make everything that is like this major wow factor. What can I do to change this? Make it better, fancy it up. And sometimes simple is better. Like, you don't have to do a whole lot of. Like, you really don't have to do a whole lot of. And we get caught up on that. So now it's like, you're trying to figure out, well, how do I do this? I can't figure out how to design, how to do certain things. One, y'all are afraid to pull inspiration. If that's just not innately you're going to have to pull inspiration from other places. And then you're going to apply those steps yourself, right? For me, most of my classes are going to be based around like design things, unless it's something like my foam board one where it takes hands-on. I can show you all day. Why am I going to go and charge you for a class when I've done how many videos? Like, me doing a free video promotes my product line. So I'm like, I can have you pay for a class. You're paying for that, but I'd rather you support the business and get the paper, because I'm going to be using my paper in the class anyway. So why not? Oh, y'all can't see it. They can. But why not just use my paper? I've done, like, on the craft side, I'm long-winded. You know how many detailed videos I have on how to do shirts, how to make chip bags, how to do this, how to do that. But it's the business side of it, and being open to really understanding the business, and that you're not going to have all of your ducks in a row. Like, you're kind of starting backwards, and because you're already in the groove of things and you don't want to kind of stop making money, it's just going to take you some time. And that's the part that you guys need to do, is give yourself some grace. Not rush the process, because to learn everything on the business side, trying to figure out what marketing works for you, how to properly brand, what's going to work best as far as like your structure. There's a lot to it. Sometimes you will be paying for classes or paying for things where it's just to get the information. And Truth be told, the reason why people end up charging for it is because you get on platforms like this, and yes, you try to give the information, you try to help and do it, because I know, like, everybody doesn't have that money, and it's like, okay, I'm just starting out, I don't have the money to invest in this, and people go and we try to do, well, at least I know for me, trying to do live videos, but it does get discouraging. Like, hello, I'm helping you guys build, I'm one person trying to help on one channel, 31,000, on another channel, 23,000. On my Facebook group is what, 15,000 or something like that. The other one is 5,000. Here, I forget how many people follow me here. So I'm one person helping that many people with their businesses. That would be foolish of me to not be able to make some type of money off of it, because the more that I teach, which is why I don't do as much, and we're going to eventually get back to the print side, but when I'm constantly being pulled on and people asking questions, I can't go and manage doing the custom thing, so I'm still making money on that, because I have to spend so much time helping to train others. So it turns into where, it's not like, someone's like, oh, whatever, y'all need to help people. What happened to, I hate that whole discussion about gatekeeping and all that stuff. But I got a family. I got bills the same way y'all got bills. It just becomes a business. And then it's like, oh, we didn't learn anything. Sometimes you have to take these classes just for the information, so that you know how to properly process the information. Every single class is not going to give you, like, I'm sorry, there's no such thing as a blueprint where it's going to give you the exact steps, because your journey is not going to match someone else's journey. If they have older kids and they don't have responsibility of taking kids to practice and this and the third, and sick kids and trying to figure out how to work around, and you got kids that want your attention and want to spend time with you, like, if you're just an empty nester or you're single, you don't have a significant other, your journey is going to be totally different than somebody else's. So they can't full on give. I can tell you things that you will need and things when it comes to branding and marketing. And there's going to be some things that you can do yourself. There's going to be some things you have to pay for. So if you're not willing to pay for it, then you're not going to be able to grow, because your organic marketing can only take you so far. Things about like taxes and stuff, that's kind of self-explanatory, and you can kind of have someone go in and say, okay, hey, this is how you do this, this is how you get started with this. You have to file your taxes every quarter, or with Georgia, we have to do it every single month. Because we have to, and that's the thing people don't understand either. You want a website, the more orders you get, then eventually it's going to be to where you have to collect taxes from all of these states. The more taxes you have to collect, you then have to go into your system and you have to separate all of that. Do you have an accountant to do that? Do you feel like I can afford an accountant to do that? Are you going to do it yourself? So now it's like the admin, like there's a lot of stuff to business. It's not just make a file, sell it. It's not, even if you just want to be a content creator and you want to just have YouTube, you still have to worry about your taxes with that. But most people just don't want to really invest in that side of it. So I gave y'all what you wanted in all of the little fluff classes, but I said to myself, I've been teaching this for so long. I got to move past it, which is why I have the creative business program. And we have some other things that are going to come up that I'm going to do. And it's going to be on more of the business side, like even properly pricing, or if you want to design, and that's the major struggle, you feel like that's the major struggle of your business is, I'm not making money because I can't design. Well, I'm focusing on the design part. It doesn't matter what you are making. It's just the design part. Yes, it is $83.65. It's truly worth the money. I had very limited knowledge of silhouettes. Absolutely a struggle. How do I access your 30-day training to enroll? So you're just going to go to our website, shop.hs8365.com. And it will take you to you can actually get it on the Academy site as well. Both of them, it's on both of them. But if you go to our website and you scroll down to 30-day banner, you click on that, you enroll. It's going to create you an account on our Academy website. You go through the express sign in, and then it's just on your dashboard. So it's right here. Okay, I have a MacBook. My red is brown. When I print to my Workforce 7720, it's wait, it's normal when I print from my HP. Does my profile have to match the Epson profile? So how old is your MacBook? Because my mom experienced this issue with her Mac. And when she would print certain things, the colors were way off from her Mac. I would print out the same thing from my Windows PC and the colors were better. I think it had something to do with the fact that she has a much, much, much older one, because when I print from Evans, was it called an iMac, which is the desktop one, we don't experience those issues. So once he got his, like, okay, well, let's compare it and see what was going on with my mom's. So I think for her, it's because it was an older one. A year old, I don't know. I'm not a big Mac person. I am definitely a Windows gal, but we did notice that with my mom's, and my mom also is a person, she don't like to do updates. So it might be one of the updates and how it interacts with your firmware and like the drivers and all that stuff. That's the only thing I can think of, because from Evans desktop, I use the exact same settings. She teaches the how and why for all of the functions. I really do. We do offer Sezzle. Wait, where we go? We do offer Sezzle. I use your video to update the drivers. Yeah, I'm not sure. So Mac is a little bit different because with Macs, you can do different color profiles, even with Silhouette Studio, where, well, you actually can do it even if you're using Silhouette Studio. It's just not right in Silhouette Studio. You just change the entire profile of the printer. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't answer that as to why it's so different from your Mac compared to your HP. But we do offer Sezzle. So yeah, we do offer Sezzle. These right here are live classes like that are going on right now. We only have, well, this one, there's one more, the daytime session. The evening session went pretty good. The daytime session is on this coming Tuesday. The next one for this one is not until March, but these meet every single week. So we meet on Monday. I have to make up a day. I was going to try and do it this week, but I was on. Y'all didn't show up. Guess y'all forgot about Friday. So this week coming up, well, Monday, this is going to be at 7. And then I just have to figure out where, because I don't want it to go past April, because May is a busy month for me. So we have to figure out how to make up that, make up the 2 days that we missed here. But this meets every week, and this is every 2 weeks. And once you get in, it takes you to here. So you'll see your dashboard and you'll see all of your classes here, and you can start a course, resume a course, restart a course, and all of the content. Well, let me move. Hold on. I got to make sure what comes up on the screen. So let's click on this one. Yeah, May is my Mother's Day. First comes Mother's Day, then my wedding anniversary, then MJ's birthday, and then my birthday, which was technically my second wedding anniversary. We got married officially May 15th, but my wedding was on my birthday. I got peanut in my, I can feel it, but I can't get it out. So, this basically breaks down like everything. And then I'm not going to click on here. So you click on this one, it'll give you access to the student union. If you click here, it'll give you access to the playback, the live stream playbacks, the Facebook group, and then your downloads for each one. And so see, people always say, oh, I only see day 1 through 3 and then 12 and 13. There's a whole bunch of dates in there missing because I'm still trying to get them all uploaded because they're all separated pieces. I've just been really, really busy. But all of your playbacks are right here, right in here, which I don't remember. Let me click on that and see what it says, because I think I can click on it because y'all not going to see the website anyway. Yeah. So when you click on it, it tells you that it's here. So all the information is there. Can the live stream playbacks be saved to YouTube? So that's what I tell you guys. I recommend that you create a playlist for yourself so that you can go back and access. You don't have to always go back to the link. I say that in day 1. And it also tells you on there to save that playlist. No other questions? We got 4 minutes left. Someone said, no, not enough on business. So any business related questions, marketing related questions. We got 4 minutes. As they would say, well, it would be dos minutos, but 4 minutes. She said, yes, and I have all my playlists saved. And for the individual classes that don't have its own playlist, just create one that says 365 Creative Academy courses. Like you can create your own playlist, and just make it unlisted, and you can then post it. Well, even if you do make it listed, my videos still not going to show up because my videos are unlisted. So, just make your own unlisted playlist. Four minutes. To me, y'all aren't serious about your business and what you're wanting to do. Because if you have an industry expert saying, hey, post your questions, and you're too afraid to ask it, I don't know, because you're worried about being in front of all these people. But to me, that means that you're not serious. You're not ready because you're not taking advantage of this opportunity. The 30-day classes, did you say you have evenings? So it's no longer live. The one that I did was already done in March of last year. So you get access to the playbacks. But I am about to adjust that structure, which means the price is going to change on it. They're already getting an amazing deal. You're getting 30 days, 33, 34 sessions. So it breaks down to like $2.70 a day. And some of the days we had 2 sessions. Like we had a bonus session and like I stayed after. So you're getting a lot of hours for $83.65. It is definitely worth way more than that. But I am going to make some changes to it. And if you already have it, you'll be grandfathered into part of it. And some of the additional things that will be added, but the price is going to change. And I posed a question earlier today, for those of you who've taken the class, what was some changes that, like, if you could have adjusted something, changed it, anything. And I just wanted to kind of see if you guys were on the same wave path as what I was thinking. And that was just confirmation. So I want to see your answers to make sure that the changes I'm about to make is a good one. So it was like confirmation for me. People wanting the live classes. Now I'll say this. It's a whole lot of y'all that said y'all wanted evening classes. And every time I do an evening class, the live attendance is not where it should be at based off of who signed up for it. But let me do a daytime class and everybody's in attendance. But the evening ones, y'all say y'all want them, but y'all don't show up, which I'm like, I'm the type of person, I tested the market. I tested the waters. I did evening classes and daytime classes. And y'all basically determined, like, y'all showed me, y'all show up more for the midday classes, then you do the evening. So I do more midday classes because as much as I like y'all do understand when I do late classes, my kids get up at 7 in the morning. My day starts at 7 in the morning. 8 really. If I think about it. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, whatever, you got to get up for everybody else. I can do everything I need to do. Look, I'm up later. I don't go to bed until sometimes 1 or 2, baby. I'm not waking up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. That get somebody else to do it. So I'm normally up 7, 8 o'clock and in here. So when I have to do a late class, I'm at this damn office all day long. I miss dinner. I'm not, this is my 9 to 5. This is my regular job. So I would like to be able to keep regular hours, but I don't. This is a sacrifice that I make, not for me. I make that sacrifice for y'all. Wait, which one are you referring to? Hold on. Let me see. You have another one. Can you explain the first payment? Yes. So the first one basically covers it actually changed. So it'll adjust because you already have access to all of the other content. And the reason why I changed that, because there were some people that did my old program. And then once we end it, wait, why I still got money coming out? Because you haven't finished paying for it. You have access to all the information. And I don't feel like dealing with that again. So yes, it is, you pay the first amount and then you're paying for it until the full amount is paid for, and then it's done after that. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, wait, I'm at 2 hours, but I want to come back to that one. Okay, so when I purchased, I saved and liked the videos. I can access from anywhere. I love that. Yes, that was something that's why she asked, could I do that to all the classes? Because we implemented that probably right before, like whatever, like a la carte classes I did right before the day training is when we implemented that. And so, yeah, everyone's loving that feature of my classes. If you're just starting out and you don't have a marketing budget, what do you suggest on how to market? Hold on. It will show up for any classes. What do you mean? It will show up for any class? I'm not sure what you mean. Okay. So the question right now is, she has 2. So marketing budget, how to market, and then do you recommend hiring someone to set up your website or doing it yourself? It really depends on the time that you have. Some people choose to have someone set it up for them because they just don't have the time, and they'd rather focus on the creations part versus the admin and the logistics part. Like that's for most people why they'll do that, because it can be time consuming. For someone to set it up, a lot of the times, especially, okay, I can't speak for Wix, right? I use Shopify. And the way Shopify works, it is, once you pick your template, it's a lot of just adding your thumbnails, setting up your navigation at the top for, what they can see, adding, arranging your sections, which Shopify makes it really, really easy where you can actually do your website yourself. The problem is for a lot of people is feeling like, oh, well, it's not looking cohesive. It's not this, it's not that. Someone that's just setting up your website, they're going to set it up based off of what you give them. If they are not your photographer, or if they're not creating your thumbnails for you, then you're really paying for a service that you can do yourself. If it's just going to be whatever photos you have in your phone or whatever photos that you did not size properly on your computer. If you struggle with writing descriptions, which now, let me tell you, I don't know if y'all know, but AI goes way past the little images that you guys are doing. There's AI systems that you can literally tell a prompt to, and it will give you a full layout, and you can literally copy and paste it. So if you're struggling with descriptions, get into find some of these AI generated, these sites that will generate it for you based off you just putting a few prompts in there, and it will give you a whole layout of stuff. But most people struggle with descriptions. They struggle with SEOs and what to put there. So now if the person that's setting up your website is making your website very efficient, they're making sure that you're going to be indexed. They're making that, and they're going to make sure that you are able to be searched and found like on Google. If they are, optimizing your SEOs and stuff like that, that's different if you're paying someone for that. If you're paying someone to take your photos, remove the background, set up your thumbnails, all of those different things, or create the artwork for your website, that part is very much so different. That is worth paying for if you're not skilled in those areas. But simply just starting it and going to the section to add the photo, hells no. You can literally do that yourself if you are going to make the time to do it yourself. Then you have websites like, I started it with Soloholics Anonymous, but I didn't because I don't, my domains and things are through what's called SiteGround, and I can create an infinite number of websites, which I'm working on one now for HS Ink Prints, and it's not going to be attached to my Shopify directly. So if you're going through there, you have to use things like Elementor, or you have to know coding for certain things. And some people just aren't great with that. So that's when they will have someone set it up so they can have certain coding and they can have things point to certain places and things like that. So it just really depends on the type of website that you're trying to have. If it's just something where it's just Shopify, instead of focusing on having someone set your website up, learning your website. So you're like getting someone that's going to be able to teach you how you can do it once they kind of do everything for you. But maybe you really need someone to create your imagery for you, not set it up, but create your banners, create your thumbnails. If you're not great with your descriptions, having someone set that part up and paying for that part of it. So you have to have some type of marketing budget. I don't care if it's $5-10 or whatever. You're going to have some type of marketing budget. And there's a lot of different ways. One of the things that I talked about in the Creative Business program, and I've actually talked about in a live too, you spend money on supplies and blanks, but you guys hold on to these supplies and blanks thinking that I have to hold on to it, waiting for an order. When you go and you practice making something, having something where, okay, wait, let me put it this way. Let's back up, right? By show of hands or a me, right? How many of you guys create things, but you can't get pictures of it because you have to immediately ship it out or the client's coming to pick it up and you don't have any pictures of it? Show of hands, a me, she says, yes, that's what I need. Well, that's going to cost you. You either learn how to design it yourself through these design classes, or you have to pay somebody to do it. So me all the time, me. There's quite a few of you watching over here, but I only got a few me's. So guess what? When you don't have a picture to take, like you don't have it to take a picture of, that's cutting into your marketing right there, because now you have nothing to post, whether you are posting to social media or you are posting to your website and having like doing your alt text to where keywords are in there. You're cutting off the majority of your marketing right there because you have nothing to show as far as physical products. You're relying probably strictly on mock-ups, and everything can't be a mock-up. People want to see the quality of it. So that's your first part of marketing, is getting quality pictures. So instead of looking at, oh, well, I'm buying all these things, this is going to come off real harsh. Y'all ain't making no money with it anyway because you're not getting orders because you're not marketing. So it's just sitting there. So you can't say, oh, well, I don't want to spend that. I don't want to use that because I might need it for an order. You ain't making no money right now anyway. So why not take some of those things and create something that you can keep for yourself? You can create an infinite amount of content around it. You can take an infinite number of pictures because you're not worried about it being shipped out. You're not worried about someone coming to pick it up. You have marketing in your workspace right now. You can go right now, take a design that you made. Who cares if it was with somebody's picture on it, their baby on it? It was for their birthday. It said mom of the birthday boy. You're not going to sell it. Who cares? It now becomes marketing. You can now take, if you want to show that I can do personal things, do not try and create this amazing design that's supposed to be for marketing. Take one of them dang on designs that you already have, print that crap out, press it to a shirt, cut it with your vinyl cut. If you're doing vinyls, press it to a shirt. And now you're able to freely take pictures in different setups, different lightings, different angles. And now you're creating marketing content that you can organically market with. But you guys are overthinking what marketing is. The other part of it is, I love y'all. Y'all been on here watching me for 2 hours. I kind of expect people to come in and out. But if you've been here for the whole 2 hours, then you are the problem. Because the same 2 hours that you spent here watching me, you could have been on your own live. Who cares if it's only 1 or 2 people watching? Get your happy-go-lucky behind on live and at least talk about it. The other part of marketing is, y'all don't even know what the heck your business is. If somebody asks you about your business, you're going to stumble over the words. All you have to tell them is your business name, and that's about it. Oh, I make custom stuff. Okay, well, who does it benefit? How does this help me? Why do I need to buy from you? Why I can't buy from somebody else? What sets you apart? You know what sets me apart? It was a couple people that said, had this happened to them, they would have freaked out. They would not have known how to correct this and how to fix this. But me and who I am and why people come to me and will pay my price is stuff like this. Oh, I know Kia got that. I'm not even worried about it. Yes, it was a mistake. I didn't have to go and waste a bunch of shirts. Kia got this. This is what people locally know me for. Kia got this. So if you haven't built up your brand, like what makes you stand out? For me, it's my designs. My designs stand out so much that when other people are using it, I sell certain files. So when people see it and they'll screenshot it and send it to me and say, oh my God, I saw this in a group, whatever, they're making graduation fans and stuff like that. This is one of your designs because there's a distinct look in how I design to where people can see it. Even when it's a knockoff version of it and someone's selling a template that is based off of mine, but don't give me the credit. Oh, y'all be on it. Oh, that's the professor's design. What is unique about you? That's where your marketing starts. Figure out what's unique about you. Practice in the mirror. Even if you never do a video, get in front of a camera. Like just turn your camera on. Practice your elevator speech. When someone asks you, what is your business? What is it that you do? So that you're not stumbling over your words. When you are out and about, I went to Atlanta. Every single day, you know what I had on? I had on a shirt that I made that had HS Ink on it. Who cares if people don't have people in the dang on airport asking me what the heck was a sublimation? Because I am a walking billboard. Why do I care about rocking Nike, Adidas, this, that, and the third when I have a business? So any of you that do shirts, I suggest you have a shirt on. Put the advertisement on the back. Y'all, I went to my kids. Every time I go to their PTA meetings, I'm going to have something on and I'm going to have it on the back. I'm marketing locally. But the problem is, y'all want to go, I want to be nationwide. I want to be global. My mission is not local. It's global. You got to start somewhere. Y'all know how much money's sitting around here locally? When you go and you see, I went through it. Had one of my neighbors doing a party. Oh, they got little centerpieces and balloons. Well, damn, why they ain't calling me? Like, your girl, that ain't even and all that stuff. Right here talking cash shit, mad junk. But guess what? Guess who did not know that's what I did? My neighbor, because I was back then so focused on social media and being global. And there was money sitting in my front door, literally across the street, not knowing what it is I do. So before you start to worry about marketing online and worrying about a budget for that, when you take your happy-go-lucky behind to Walmart, whoever, have your ish together. Have you on some stuff. When I was doing events, you know what I did? I go to Walmart. I go to McDonald's. I'm in the drive-thru. Oh, no. Let me get such and such. All right, pull around. That homegirl who was taking my money or took my credit card, when I gave her my credit card or when she gave it back, you know what I gave her? A business card. Oh, now there's this whole thing of, oh, business cards are outdated. You want it to be digital. Guess who can't have their phone out to get your digital business card? The folks at McDonald's, the folks at a restaurant. They can't have their phone out, but you can definitely hand them a business card. We are missing out on all of the things that still work for marketing. Getting a damn business card. Why you got a problem getting those? Get a card, something that will tell people who you are, and you can actually pass it out. When I go to the next one to get my food, guess what? Here goes some cards, and there's some cards over there for homeboy or homegirl on the fries, and this and the third. That is how you market. Get your butt out of your chair. Get from behind your computer. Get from behind your phone. If you don't have money for marketing, you don't have money for ads, walk your happy-go-lucky behind around your neighborhood, walk into stores, strike up conversations with people, and that's how you can get your name out. Y'all making it more complicated. Y'all worried about paying money for a pop-up shop. People do yard sales all the time. Why y'all feel like y'all can't? Order you a sign. We can make it for you, by the way. You know, if you want a nice little, sign, we can go ahead and print it on our EcoSober printer, make your little yard sign. Advertise it, put it out there. Set up in front of your dang old house with your table and tent, with all of your ish, and have your own damn pop-up shop. Why are you waiting for something to pop up because it's going to be 1 million people? You know how people go to a pop-up shop and there's 100 people there, but they barely get 1 or 2 sales, yet they paid to be there, and your property is your property. Oh, don't live inside of an apartment complex. Oh my God. Find out the rules first. But do you know how much, if you stay in, you got a whole big complex? Make it seem like, I'm pretty sure y'all got a pool at your complex. They let y'all have, have something there. You having a whole party. When you having a party, advertise your ish. Go to the pool and make it seem like you got a party. Yeah, it's a party for your brand. Have everything for your brand out there and have some stuff that you can hand people and talk to people. Be able to talk about your business and what it does. When someone goes and they mention something that's coming up, you are ready to go ahead and pitch what it is that you do. That is what marketing is. My bad. I'm sorry. Tough love. She's tough, but she's fair. Let's see. Thank you. Oh, wow. I thank you for this comment. I'm very passionate. People tell you I'm the most friendliest person ever. But when I get into talking about this, I don't have time for kid gloves, because we want this nice person to tell us, okay, for marketing, you're going to do this. What you're going to do is you're going to take some really nice pictures. You want to go and you want to do lighting. Y'all don't want to hear the real. So I thank you though for that. I sincerely thank you for that, because there is some people that probably went right past the video because they caught me in one of my venting and passionate moments, but it's me being real about this. She says, I'm going to be honest. This is why I kept scrolling, because I was like, oh, she not friendly. Y'all looking for friendly. Y'all looking for gimmicks. Y'all looking for the, y'all think, no. You're looking for you're instead of listening to what someone is saying and paying attention to it, you're looking at all of the gimmicks, you're looking at all these things, but they're also just give it to you in a nice, calm manner, whatever, or in this big old, because they want you to keep, I mean, it's a part of their marketing, right? Some people, their marketing plan is to keep you where you will never be self-sufficient. Everything that I do, and I always say, I want you to be self-sufficient in your business. I don't want you I don't care to have you keep coming back as a returnee, right? That doesn't, because to me, that will eventually, like, okay, are you learning anything? I start to question myself. I know some people, hey, they just love me. They want to come. But from my standpoint, when someone tells me I've learned what I can, now they're self-sufficient, that's when I get my happiest. I want you to be self-sufficient in your business and not have to always rely on going into a group, getting a bunch of different wrong behind answers, or constantly being sucked in and then not getting a full explanation of what you paid, like not having a full understanding of what you paid. Like after you paid for, you still don't know anything. You got to learn to be self-sufficient, and you're not going to get there with just the, and we're going to go. And sometimes it's that, hey, look, listen, let's get in there. Preachers aren't always, and let's talk about the Lord. I can't stand churches like that. That's boring to me. But baby, rest his soul. When Bishop got up there and Bishop get into the hollering and baby, look, you got me, honey. You got me. All right, hallelujah. All right, let's go. Woo! So I think I kind of take from my bishop in the fact that I get very passionate about what I love. So yeah. She says, I'm sorry, you didn't have to yell at me like that. I'll do better. You want to, y'all see, but blame Aquisha. She triggered me. So yeah. I love your 30-day training. I just need to go out of my own way and plan time to do it so I can block out everything and stay focused. Very, very detailed and easy to follow. I tried to follow others and it seems like they're always missing a step or two, and I couldn't follow any of them after watching a lot of videos on one thing. Yeah. I don't have a silhouette, but I've learned more from you. I didn't learn a thing. Paying for the classes was the best money I spent. Wow. I need to go back and screenshot that one for marketing purposes. She's like, if I would have listened sooner, I would be so much further along. I'm sorry, you caught me in one of my venting moments. It's all love, it's all passion. It's for me, the reason my company is called Honestly Speaking, like in all honesty, like I really thought about who I was as a person, and I like to speak open and honest. And if you never have someone that helps you truly identify where your issue is, you're not going to be able to grow. You're going to be stuck in that because you're going to keep doing things thinking that it's okay and it's cool, because no one's like saying, hey, here's a mirror. This is where, look at yourself. Like, here are some of the things that you're going to have issues with, right? There's so many people that will push their own agenda, their own way of doing it, what got them to where they are, but not trying to truly understand and being willing to call out those things for what they are, right? They're not going to talk about shortcomings because they want to make it seem as if everything is just sunshine and rainbows, and it's not. I vow to be, and my post today, I'll read it to you. I'm going to read it, exactly how I wrote it so that I don't miss anything. One of my statuses today was dare to be bold, dare to be different, dare to go against the status quo, dare to be incredible. I struggled with that, and I still sometimes, I'm like, do I have to change and be this way? Why is it that, and for me, I feel like, that lets me know why maybe my numbers aren't where they need to be, because people see it as me being not so friendly, they take my passion they take offense to my passion. And maybe that's why. So I thank you, because I don't know. I'm always asking, like, I'm not that person that doesn't want actual feedback. Like, I'm always asking, what can be done better? I've structured things differently. That's what the 30-day training came from. The way that my class is now, like, all these things came from me actually getting feedback and taking the good with the bad. So it might be to where, I make people uncomfortable. They don't want someone, they don't want someone to yell at them, I guess, because you feel like I'm an adult. You ain't gonna yell at me. I'm not yelling at you. I just talk loud to begin with, like straight up. I just talk loud. So yeah. But that might explain, why they aren't there. So I was questioning myself, like, is it something wrong that I'm doing? Because I know the information that I'm giving. I know when I needed that kick in the butt to understand these things, and not just thinking that, like, not identifying where my issues were. So because because I understand that, I dare to be different. Like, some people are going to love it, some people aren't. It might take me a lot longer for people to come to the realization that I'm not the big bad wolf. Like, I actually care, and I say what I say, I do what I do, I present it the way that I do, because I want you to take notice. I want you to go and feel offended by it, because if you are offended by it, it is touching something, it is triggering something where damn it, that is me. That is what I was doing. Everybody's saying you got to have a Facebook group, you got to do reels, you have to do this, you have to do that. For people who want to be a content creator, yeah, you got to do reels, you got to do all this stuff, because they're not trying to build their own. They're building a business. Most times, those people who are big content creators like that, they're either doing a bunch of different pranks or foolish stuff like that. And it's like, it's for entertainment value. They don't really have like a product, or maybe once they get big, they may have a product, or they're doing it because they want sponsorships. They want people to give them things for free. I already know my personality. I'm not going to get a lot of those, and I'm okay with that. It used to bug the hell out of me not having these, and then seeing people who I'm like, you're not even showing nobody nothing with that. Why they sent you this? Like, what the heck? I'm just being very transparent. I look at that and I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong? But God constantly tells me, you are you. You are how I made you. It might seem tough now, but eventually they will get it. So a comment like that lets me know that it might take a little minute. And y'all gonna kick y'allself in the butt, because you're gonna be like, dang it, I could have been a lot further. Like she said, I could have been a lot further along had I not been so offended by her delivery and thinking that it was coming from a negative place. Anyone that knows me knows that nothing that I say, even when I'm giving you tough love, ever comes from a negative place. It is always from a place of love and a place of, we all can make, there are major companies out there that are making money. But on the side of that, with major companies making money, major companies are also making major moves. So if you aren't willing to make those major moves and step out on faith and be bold and be different and go against the status quo, then you're never going to reach their level, because they are doing way more than what you are doing. None of these big companies operate off of one person, but you're thinking because it's just crafting. A lot of people get offended when I say that. You thinking about it as just crafting, you keep thinking that you have to craft by yourself, but you are at the end of the day trying to build a business, and you cannot do it alone. There are so many different parts. If it was not for my husband, that product line right there would not exist. I would not have, honestly speaking. There is no way that I can do what the parts that I love and just the teaching part of it. I don't even want to do the admin part sometimes, but there's no way that I can ship out the number of orders that we ship out on a daily and do this. Do we need a bigger team? Hell to the yeah. Like, we need way more people. But I've tried to get, and it's just that so many, like, this is a very unique business. And then when I do have certain people come in, they want to just learn it and they want to do their own thing. And so I hate the turnaround. Like, that drives me nuts. Well, that's one of the reasons why I don't do as much of the custom things, because it's a lot. There's a lot of areas to that. Now even is wanting to learn it. So when we have downtime, he's able to do it. But if my desire right now was to be this big company that was constantly doing orders, I would hire staff in a heartbeat. Oh, okay. So correction, I don't have a silhouette, but I've learned more from you than any random YouTube videos. Paying for the class was the best money I had spent. Yes, I am a veteran. Hoorah! Air Force. Can you explain how to use Silhouette Studio for DTF as far as exporting to the right DPI? I actually have a video on that. Let me get the link for you. I'll show it really quickly here, but I actually did a video on that. Let's go over here, and that would be under, so I think it's under Soloholics Anonymous. I can't remember. Soloholics Anonymous. Let me see. Okay, here it is. So let's copy this. Now you will have to, share, copy, and all right. So there's that one. Because it doesn't necessarily save in the right size. I don't know why these DTF companies, and that rub people the wrong way too. Because I said I don't understand why these DTF companies are making it so complicated. I will say now one of my favorites just might be FM Expressions, because they don't have all of these weird stipulations. Like, they are a real, I'm not going to tell them. See, this is where the issue lies. I don't have a filter. And so I say the first thing that comes to my mind. And I know that it can come off wrong. And it's a thought that I should just have myself, and I should not say it that way because it can be offensive. And if I want people to support my business, I can't talk about theirs. So I'm not going to call it not a real business. But one of the things I love, so I'm going to just stick to what I love. The one thing I love about FM Expression is they accept several formats. So if you say that, there are companies that say they want things in a vector format, but then they want you to send it to them in a PNG. A PNG is not a vector format. So FM Expressions just might be one of my favorites because you can send it to them in a PDF format where it's going to be to the exact size. For me, it's just, I was very open in that live. I did not understand why it was such a big deal for a client or a customer to send you this file in PDF format, because it's literally open it in Photoshop and hit export and just change it into a PNG, not changing anything. And FM Expression allows you to do that. So if you do it straight from Silhouette Studio, and even if you save it as a PNG with all the transparent backgrounds to it, if it's someone that just doesn't want to resize it when they get it, it's not going to be to the correct size. Saving it as a PNG directly from Silhouette Studio, it's just not. So they always say, oh, I want it in 300 DPI. Truth of the matter is, a lot of these companies don't even understand what it means for something to be in 300 DPI, because as they just learned in the Photoshop Essentials, and I wish I could show it to you guys, like her poster. You do that, and it's a really big one, and you save it in 300 DPI. You are essentially, well, you want to do 300 so it can blow up, right? But most of these companies aren't trying to expand it anyway. They want it to be in the right size. I can design something and it can be in 100 DPI if it was the right size. And if everything is already done up and it's saved that way, when you open it, it will be fine because we're not rescaling it. So when people are stuck on this whole 300 DPI, I'm like, you just don't know what you're doing. You don't understand how it works. So they just learned this in Photoshop, where we took a 12 by 12, and when you save it, I broke down how those pixels work. Your DPI just basically just determines the pixel size. And we just went over that last session of Photoshop. So that, why they're so hung up on that, I really don't know. I really, really, really don't know why they're so hung up on that. But it is best if you have Photoshop or a software, Photoshop or Affinity Photo, where you can take that PDF and then export it out as a PNG so that it keeps the transparent backgrounds, but it stays in that exact size. So when they open it up, it'll be to the exact size. But from Silhouette, it just will not do it. you. So there was a time when I stopped watching your videos because of your tone. I found you again and started to understand the tone was not to be rude and talking down to people, but it was passion. And I never talked down to, I don't talk down to people at all. I'm so happy I found you again last year. I now take it as your passion for teaching and sharing your knowledge. You are so right about the fake YouTubers. I'm calling them fake. Okay, good. Shakia did not call them fake. I did. I love your delivery and your teaching style. Hoorah. First time watching your live, but I'm so glad I did. God will us whom he chooses, and he uses you today to read to read my mail in your firm. Tough love. Thank you. I needed that. Oh, to reaffirm you did text to, luckily I use talk to text to where I know what that meant and they how they wrote it. So it was yeah, so I get how you wrote that. How long will your live be? Son, no, you cannot go to the party. No. If your dad told you no, you can't go. Okay? Don't try to use me and say, oh, if mommy lets me go. Unless your dad said, ask your mom. If daddy said, ask your mom, we'll let the audience decide. Okay? He don't like when I do this, but he wants to go to a birthday party. How be he ever, mommy, while on live, got a call that MJ did not turn in some assignments. So MJ is currently on restrictions because MJ did not turn in an assignment. But he wants to go to his friend's birthday party at round 1, which we've tried to go. The reason I feel kind of bad is because we've tried to go a couple different times and we just could not do anything. So he wants to go to a birthday party. So I'm going to ask all of his internet aunties and uncles who are probably going to be very much so softies, can y'all nephew, or should I allow your nephew who did not finish his math assignments go to his friend's birthday party? So Mr. MJ Cool, your internet aunties and uncles will let you know if you can go or not. Okay. She says, yep, because you told me that. I changed my DTF supplier. You're very welcome. My new guy takes it from Silhouette, saved as a PNG, and sends me what I ordered. So he finished it. So he finished the assignments, but it took for me to take away something for him to do it. So he's done all the assignments. And then he made me even more mad because he finished it in like 45 minutes. We have to go through this. It took you 45 minutes to finish this. So had your teacher not called me and had I not taken away something from you, you would not have been motivated to do your work. So he's finished it. He's done. But it was the principle of it that you ain't do it when you were supposed to. See, told y'all, sorry to bother you, but can I go to my friend's birthday party? I just ignored, he's calling me because I just ignored him twice. So someone says yes, someone says let him go. See, internet, see, aunties and uncles and grandparents are so soft. Don't do him like that. Let MJ go. Make him make up the work. He's already done the work. See, Miss Johnson says no party privileges. MJ, education is your top priority. No work, no party. Oh, see, now we're getting the no's. Nope. School first, unless he showed you proof that the work is done and he can turn it in. But he's done it. So see, now y'all making me feel bad because he did the work. It was the fact that the teacher had to call me where I took away certain things. He told me I finished them. Look at Miss Dawn. He's sorry. Oh, Miss Dawn. She says, I want to say yes this time, but it better not happen again. Still must learn the lesson. He's on restriction. He can't go. Tough love. He has to show accountability. So she says, no, sorry, no, Auntie Cass, have to say no. We will have to learn. He'll have to learn his lesson. So someone else says, sorry, not today. Need to show me you understand education is a priority. So they said, yeah, because he finished it. Yes, he was smart enough to get on here. Exactly. No, not let him go because of that. He has to learn responsibility. No, it's not his first time. That's the problem. It's not his first time. Normally his mother goes to bat for him. So I'm trying to be strong and keep and you know. She says he can go, but he can't have fun. If this is not a lot of times, yes, sometimes we just need a little motivation. She says, then it's a no for me. That means he didn't do it. He was forced to do it. If he misses this event, he will learn, hopefully. Exactly. You were forced to do it. Oh, very much so true. Very much so true. Yes, like my kid literally tried to ambush me on YouTube. My kid literally came to YouTube to ask me, can he go? If y'all see this kid over here. So MJ, she says, nope, tough love, because he shouldn't feel the need to do it just because I took something away. Okay, so I'm gonna be very transparent. That ain't the only thing I took away. Okay, I'm gonna probably seem like the very tough mom, but again, remember, this is not his first time, and normally mommy goes to bat for him. This isn't the only punishment he has, so he could not participate in basketball anymore. So is it wrong to give him 2 punishments to where he could not do basketball and he can't go to the party? Should I give one back and let him decide which one does he want? Does he want to go back to basketball? Does he want to go to a party for one day? He is very desperate. He's very desperate at this point. MJ is practicing his marketing skills. Oh, no, I'm not. I really wasn't. Not going to let him go. He's been calling. I just ignored him twice. I just wanted to see what y'all were going to say. See, he's on restriction. He's on restriction. Sorry, MJ. The punishment should fit the act. Well, not listening to me, that, you want something, you didn't do what you're supposed to do, so you don't get to do things you want to do. Give back basketball. I'm strict when it comes to education, so I would say no to both. Yeah, so that's what I mean. Hello, that's why I took away both of them. He'll learn. Oh, and I always tell him too. Last year, so when I tell you, MJ got nothing for his birthday one year because he messed up right at his birthday. I'm not spending my money, so he didn't get anything for his birthday one year. So, yeah. Yes, I did. Exactly. She says, I canceled Christmas one year, so I understand. Now he made me forget what the question was. All right, y'all. I forgot. Was I actually answering a question before my child ambushed me on YouTube? The boy says, sorry to bother you. That is funny as I don't know what. He's not answering anymore, so he's done with me. He's no longer on here. Uh-oh. I don't know what just shut down. Oh, whoa. What the heck just happened? Don't know what just happened. My camera just went offline. Not sure why. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here. I'm way past. I'm now almost at 3 hours. But there we go. My Logi capture went off. He talking about some karma. See, that's why you can't go. He gonna talk about some karma because my camera went off. See, look, that's why you can't go. Talking about some karma. That's just why you can't go. He is rude. I know, right? That gentle parenting don't work. That boy said, "You rude, MJ." That boy said karma. It was, but still. You are absolutely right. We're just softies, like our children can get away with stuff from their grandparents that we could never. Exactly. I love you though, son. Oh, he is. Okay, so okay, wait, no, for real, y'all. Like, in all honesty, I keep trying to be like, I turned out okay, right? We are 10 days apart. 10. Okay. We are supposed to be 1 day apart. My due date was May 29th. My due date was May 11th. I had my C-section scheduled for May 29th because I was determined to have him before I turned 30. He decided to come 10 days before my birthday. Well, he didn't decide. I had to get him up out of there. So we are 10 days apart. And although he is technically on the Taurus side for some people, he is on the cusp. So can you imagine someone who's very stubborn, yet has two different personalities because he's on the cusp of a Gemini? When I tell you, he is every bit of me in every single way. Okay. My mother, I know, is very frustrated with me because I came into my office and she like moved stuff around. I am not organized in any way, shape, or form. I am messy as all get out. As a kid, my room was a mess. My kid, his room is a mess. However, I have a husband who is a little bit neater. For me, I'd be looking at him like, okay, what's the problem? Because even as an adult, my mama came and cleaned up my office. So he is me in every sense of the word. He is very, he's great at debating. I'm going to put it that way. He's very strong-willed, just like his mama. He's very inquisitive. And when you say things to him, he is the why. I know some people don't like to be questioned. I don't necessarily get upset because I know that that is who I am. And I didn't like people making me feel a certain type of way. I tell them all the time, people don't understand our personality, but we live in a society where certain times you got to learn when not to do stuff because it can make it where you're not going to come home. And then teachers don't quite understand certain things. And I'm like, I will, I'm that person, you don't want to just think, oh, they just let them do anything. I might go and just be like, okay, but I do understand. So I'm not that parent that automatically takes an adult word over my child because I don't want my child to ever feel that I'm never going to believe them or trust them, or I'm never going to listen to the situation. So I try to listen to it. Because like we had a teacher called and said he cursed. My child cursed? No. And then his friend even said, but I've told him about that word because he says freak. I say fudge because to me it's closer to, so he says freak. And he was like, "Ain't no something freaking." And so his teacher thought he said the other F word. And when she said that, and I even said on the phone, "My child." I didn't quite. So I was like, "Okay." So then when he got to his dad, his friends explained that he didn't say that F word, the bad word. He said freak. I was like, "I've told you not to say that word, especially out in public." So yes, he is his mother in every sense of the word, which is why this is very hard for me. It is very hard because I was that stubborn kid. And I'm like, well, I turned out okay, but I don't want to deal with the headbutt of the fact that my husband's the complete opposite. Y'all, look. So he says, I cleaned it. You're missing, for one, sir, you're missing an R. You're missing an R in learned. I learned it. I did my work. Oh, you got the R there. I learned my lesson. Please. It's supposed to be I cleaned my room. I cleaned it and did my work. I learned my lesson. Please. Wait, what did he say? Hold on. Can I ask you, what's your printer ink settings for? Okay, I'm going to answer that one. Tell him his karma maybe, woo, she said maybe your karma is missing the party. I never take adults' words first over my kids. Yeah, I never do. Like, I just don't. So his dad will default it to me most times. He won't say anything. He'll say, ask your mom. I'm the disciplinary in my household. And see, a lot of people don't. I believe in kids. I believe in giving kids an explanation. For what is said or done. I also believe in apologizing because we as adults do not always handle situations correctly. And I am one for that. I will actually. My husband doesn't like it that I'll apologize to MJ. Sometimes I don't apologize to him. But I mean, they're younger, so yeah, I do when I have to apologize. Sometimes when I am wrong, but I don't always take someone else's side. And I want him as a child to be able to express himself. And even when he's expressing himself, I don't always take it as disrespect. Others do, but he's just expressing himself. Like, and you can't control it. I don't feel like kids to have to be these, like, and that makes you a good kid. Like, he's just expressing himself. I've seen adults be wrong on many occasions when dealing with kids. Yes, I've seen it a lot of times. I allow my kids to speak for themselves respectfully and to know when it's time to express their feelings. Yeah. Wait, so that means you didn't like my video so now my kid tells me I will like the video if you let me go. MJ, get off my live, okay? I'm going to answer this question over here and then I'm going to get off because my kid's going to keep coming at me. So yes, he's a boy, but he is definitely my child through and through. Today's discussion was kind of open. I was in here waiting for my customer to come, and then we fixed some shirts. So they saw me do this. My customer on their request left off the S, so I had to add an S and the star to this to balance it out. So we did that. Then we were just kind of having just a random discussion. And then my child came on here to bamboozle me and to ambush me on live to ask me could he go to a party. So we ended up started talking about parenting. So yeah, I know, right? He is hilarious. So it's not off topic. This was really an open discussion. Where can I get the replacement chips? We should have them in very soon. So we know it only takes 4 days. So I'm guessing by Monday or Tuesday, our chips should be here. I was actually exploring a couple different other companies to see first if it was an issue with our vendor for the chips, but they said they've made updates. So we should have chips next week for sure. They'll definitely be on there by Friday because we normally it only takes us like 4 days. Because we elect to have just the DHL shipping and there's a hub right here in Miami. So we normally get ours within 4 days. So check back Monday or Tuesday. Or all you do is where it says sold out, click notify when available, and you'll get an email as soon as they are restocked. Exactly. Look at Auntie Shawnee. You better tell the truth. Yeah, so he is definitely me, and that's why this is so hard for me, because I'm trying so hard to be a tough parent, but I'm like, he's me. He is me all day, every day. Yeah, he definitely showing out in front of company. He is. Okay, so let me answer these questions over here, and I got to get off because I'm hungry for one. Okay, so they're still learning how to express themselves effectively. Exactly. So I kind of, I give them a little bit of leeway, and then I kind of, all right, so this is why we can't, or you have to say it this way. You have to so I try to educate my kid and not just be a disciplinary unless I have to. Okay. So can I ask, what's your printer ink settings for your Workforce 7840 for Summation under custom tab? I do everything that I do. It doesn't matter if it is my 7710, 7720, 7840, 70. Everything is Adobe RGB Gamma 1.8. Unless it is something. My mama threw stuff around. So, okay, here it is. So, for the most part, I always use that setting, right? Now, well, this isn't a good example because part of this was missing a color. But I always test, like when someone sends me something, if I'm designing it, I know that Adobe RGB is going to work. But when someone sends me something, I actually do test print. So this was 1.8. This was automatic. This was ICM. This was 1.8 minus the magenta. But then I realized I was missing yellow. And then there was ICM again. But once it was all said and done, when I actually did do these, the ICM was a better color for this design, and however they made it, the ICM was better than 1.8. But me, like 93.65% of the time, it's on Adobe RGB. Like my preset is set to Adobe RGB Gamma 1.8, and I use ICM only for certain files. So let's see. Do I touch the percentages at all? Do you mean what, like the saturation, contrast, and the cyan, magenta, yellow? Is that what you mean by percentages, like that slider? So I don't, okay. So there's been some times where I have, right? If no matter what, it's still coming. What would I just do? I just did something and I had to adjust it. I don't know if I have the test print of it. Dang it. I was just working on something. Oh, hold on. I'm going to find it. Oh, look. See, my mama moving stuff around. I knew this was in here. Someone asked me. So this one is all polyester, and I got it from Jiffy Shirt. This is, what brand is this? This is North End Sport. That's where I got the this. It's not even a sweatshirt, but that's why I got this from Jiffy, and it's called North End Sport. Okay. So my mama cleaned up for me, so I'm trying my best not to mess it up again, but I want to show you the one where I was adjusting the settings. I think I will give him a pass on one day of not cleaning up his room because my mama cleaned up mine today. So I think he gets one pass for not being fussed at about his room because my mama cleaned up mine. So hold on. But now I got to figure out where my mama put the shirt. Because see, when my room was a mess, it was organized chaos. I knew where my stuff was. Now that she has cleaned up, per se, I don't know where this shirt is. But I literally just did this, and the design had too much red tones in it. So I took down the magenta. No, it was coming out more so purplish, so I thought. So because it was like when they sent it to me, they kept saying they were having a high, like it came out very, very purple. I took away the two colors that make purple. So I adjusted the magenta and the cyan and then bumped up the yellow, which is why even on that one, I think it says -5 for magenta. So it's not a preset. But if I do a test and I see that the colors are off, I will adjust those things. I've never adjust the saturation and the contrast, but the color slider, I have moved those around, but I don't have a preset because it really depends on the image itself. How much was a single? What do you mean? A single what? How much was a single what? Dang it, I don't know where that shirt's at. I know it's on the shirt, the all-over shirt that I did, the one from Howard University. It's on the back side of that. So I know exactly which shirt I'm looking for. I just don't see it. All right, put all this back. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know where that one is, but that. Oh wait, no, did I adjust on this one? I think this was a situation where I did. This was because they already had it. ICM versus Adobe RGB. And how dark. So you guys probably can't tell. But if you look at like, especially like the word princess, or if you look at like her skin tone, one is a little bit darker than the other. And if you look at the luggage, so see, this gave me more of a gold color. This is Adobe RGB. This, it looks more brown. This was ICM. So I went with Adobe RGB. So here, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but wait, which way do I go? Okay. So you can see this has more gold. This has brown. When you look at the luggage. So I am the definition of practice what you teach. I do tests in different ones if I'm not quite sure. I normally do them smaller, but I forgot. Sometimes I forget to change the size. And then, so this one, once I refix the color, I end up doing this one, and her skin tones, I think, came out better with ICM for this particular one. I want to say I printed these in ICM, but so you saw the smaller test prints, but I keep some type of fabric to always do test prints. I am the definition of practice what you teach. Oh, the sweater I held up. I don't know, because I got it for cheer. I mean, it feels good. I mean, it's a polyester. And like, so the inside of it is more like the fleece type, like this. So, I mean, I don't remember. I got these when they were on sale. So I don't remember how much they cost. I've had these for a while, and I got them when they were having a winter sale, like for all of their winter stuff. So I could not tell you how much this cost. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Until next time, have a great one. You hung out with me for 3:05. Woohoo! For 3 hours. Did not plan to be here that long and get the work done, but I did come in here to clean up, but my mama did it. So didn't have to worry about that part. I just need to go eat at this point. Visit the website. As you guys saw, when I fixed these, I did not lose any color. You would not be able to tell that that was an add-on and it wasn't subbed with it, because our paper works at a lower temp. You're not regassing that off and losing your color. Your color is just gas. Anytime you reheat it, you can, lose some color, but because we do it at a lower temp and less time, it's not going to gas off as much. So we don't see a fluctuation in color. All right. So check that out on the website, shop.hsink365.com. Someone was asking about settings. Everything that I do, I print in plain paper settings so you can see. You get vibrant colors. You don't have to use premium matte. My blacks are black. They are black. And I use premium presentation, not premium. I don't use premium presentation paper matte. I use plain paper setting. And these are the results that I get using, honestly speaking, sublimation paper. So definitely check out the website to get your hands on that. If you don't believe the hype and you think that all papers are created equal, I challenge you to, test what I'm saying and get at least the sample pack. It's 20 sheets and you can see for yourself that all papers are not created equal. I know you probably have one that you love. I'm not telling you to change it, but there may be instances where you need a paper that allows you to sublimate at a faster time, lower temp, especially if you have to do a double press. So it's good to have different papers. I can't have different papers in my arsenal because, baby, it is all HS ink for me, but I get it, okay? If you want to kind of keep the one you want, but the one you have. But definitely try it out. Shop at HS Ink. For the quality of it, you cannot beat the price of it. I've talked about pricing and stuff like that, and why we price and what our overhead is and things that we don't have, so we're able to keep it very affordable and still make a profit ourselves, but still help you guys out. So definitely hit up the website shop.hsink365.com. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Enjoyed the chat and learning session. Sagittarius and Geminis get along very well. I love them. Her paper is boom. She might not tell you to change it, but I'm suggesting you change it. So, you have to remember, compared to some other sites, Jiffy isn't that bad because they're not really charging you retail. It's not full on wholesale. Like if you have your resale certificate, you can go to other places, but you really don't get like Jiffy. I think why I like Jiffy is because not all too often do I really purchase single things, except for maybe stuff like that. When it comes to shirts, I buy it by the case. So I'm getting the knockdown, like, my carts are normally pretty hefty. So you end up getting a discount based off of bulk pricing. The only way that you're going to find something that's less expensive is if you have a resale, like you have your resale. Like, so now it's going back to what is the benefits of having your business and having all of your ducks in a row. It's things like that when you want to have access. Some companies won't even let you do anything if you don't have, like, you are proving that you are a business and not just someone who wants to not pay full price. So having your resale certificate allows you to be in certain rooms and to be able to order from certain places. So you might save a little bit, right? I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all don't realize And some of you guys, no, I said I was going to go. I have to teach, right? I can't bring it up and not teach it. Let me let you guys in on a little secret, right? You may go to some of these sites and you're like, oh, wow, the price is better. I have my resale certificate. I want to go shop with these companies, whatever. And you don't pay the taxes, right? So you're thinking, oh, the price is better. I'm not paying any taxes. Your state want their money. Even though you purchased that somewhere else, your state want the money, okay? And when you go to file your taxes, they're going to ask, because what allows you to present that to companies and not get charged taxes is that you're showing them something from your state that says, hey, this person is a business and, this is their sales and use tax. So when you use that number and you're giving them your information to not pay taxes, your state, there's a little part on it when you go to file your sales tax that says, hey, by the way, did you buy anything and, use this lovely number that we gave you to not pay taxes on it? Guess what? You still got to pay those taxes. You just happen to have to wait 3 months to pay it, but we still want our coins. So you can either pay the taxes and pay the slightly higher to Jiffy because you don't want to have to do your sales certificate and become a tax agent for your state, or you can get it and, oh gosh, hold on one second. See, I'm glad this is again why people come to me. So I did not wait. So she was like, oh, you can do those whenever. Girl, I already cut them out. Things going to get done now. So she actually needs the shirts that I just did. She's getting slammed, which is a blessing. I like it. I was cheesing, the fact that she's getting slammed and she needs help. That is a blessing. That means they are loving her tacos. So someone has to come. She needed help. So her other staff has to come get the shirts. So it's a good thing I did not wait. I'm like, I already have my heat press on. So I fixed, she's like, did you happen to fix one of the largest? Girl, all of them done. She's like, all right, really? Thanks, because I need help. So she's going to come and get the rest of these shirts because she needs help. She's getting slammed. That's a blessing, though. The fact that they're getting slammed is amazing. I want to shout for her. I pray they sell out. So I'm glad I actually did all of these shirts when I did, because now they need them. Oh, what's up? No, look at that. I'm looking for all the other shirts. I know this isn't all of them. I'm missing like 2 of them. But it's Jiffy's price. I saw that say Jiffy's price really isn't that bad when you look at the fact that you are able to shop there without having a resale certificate and you're still not paying retail, because they put what the retail price is. Like if you were to go into a store and buy those, you're going to pay a whole lot more versus getting it direct from them. And then when you get into when you get into where you're buying at least a full case or maybe like a half case of this side and you're getting up to those numbers, you're going to end up saving. So, I mean, look around, but everything is not going to be a few bucks. There's going to be some things where, yes, it might be $30. And I know you guys are thinking, well, if I have to pay $30 for that, I only want to charge $35. Like you guys are capping off how much you charge for something and y'all want to charge like $35, $40, whatever. But if the blank itself costs $30, then you should be charging, if not like over double that. So if the blank card that costs you $30, I don't care if you are just putting this on the back. It doesn't matter if you're just putting this on the back. Hell, I told y'all yesterday, I asked the question. Do you charge differently for this and this? If all they wanted was this on the front, so they're both front designs, do they have different pricing, right? So I asked y'all that. You can go watch that. Y'all can go back and watch that from yesterday, whatever. But I'll tell you, it's not a difference. This costs the same amount as that. But it doesn't matter like what you're putting on it. If I was putting just this on this because they wanted a hoodie or they wanted a jacket or whatever, a windbreak, whatever you want to call this, and all they wanted was that logo here. If this cost me 30, oh, they're still about to pay. $61.30, which I like branding, so they'll probably pay 63. They're still, even with that right there, because with all of my overhead and this and the things I have to do and the markup of things, you're still going to pay for it. So if you feel like, oh, well, it costs too much, no one's going to pay $60, then you're marketing to the wrong people. So it is what it is. You have a business to run. It's not okay, I purchased this for 30. It's just a couple cents worth of vinyl and or a summation, whatever, like a print, whatever. Okay, you paid 30 for it. I mean, damn, at least sell it to me for 40. No, that's not gonna happen, Captain. Actually, that's the very minimum that it could be, but it's not gonna happen. So like this would at a minimum would be 63.65 because I like 365. All of our prices tend to have that in there. And even though it's only this little piece, not including the back, it would be just that cost. So I never worry, because if you tell me that's what you want and that's how much this jacket is and you're wanting this quality, well, that's how much it is. I don't bother to try and look for blanks, and I'm looking for a jacket where I can get a jacket for $10. um Does your printer work? Does your paper work well with the ink that comes with Sawgrass? So I haven't finished doing my testing on it. So because it's gel-based ink, when it first comes out, it's still kind of sort of wet because that's gel-based ink, and we have a high release paper. So it doesn't immediately absorb. You have to literally give it like 2 to 3 seconds for it to dry, like, and not touch it, because it can like come off from your finger because that's a gel-based ink. But yes, it works. These were printed on our paper from the Sawgrass printer. So yes, it does work well. What do you say to people who want to try to bring you their own products, thinking if they provide the shirt jackets, they can get a cheaper price? So, I mean, I'm actually one where I do allow people to bring me certain items. I don't have that restriction. I have a waiver that they sign that, one, I'm not responsible if it messes up or whatever. Like, I'm only human. I cannot replace this. So by you bringing it to me, like when I'm doing my stuff, if there's a mistake, you'll be none the wiser because I'm going to have backups for it. So when they bring it to me, I do have a waiver that they must sign in regards to that. And I let them know that I only take off what the garment actually costs for me. I don't take off my markup, no nothing. So if my shirts that I typically buy only cost me $3, that's as much as that's coming off, because all of the work is still the same. The overhead for my business is still the same. But I do allow people to bring me their items, and only thing I take off is the cost of the garment. Like how much I pay for it. I don't care that you paid $30 for the shirt. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not taking that price off. You paid $10 for a shirt. That's nice. You paid $10 for a shirt. My shirts only cost X, Y, and Z. So that's all I take off. So did I already do the giveaway for the case of paper? No, I did not. It is coming. I'm not just randomly giving it away. Oh, there's going to be some give and take. There's going to be, you're going to have to basically work for it, but I'm going to need, when I put it out there, and the requirements for it, it is going to be, posting and making content with it and promoting it. Oh, a case of paper. That is 10 packs of paper. Or if you do 8.5 by 14, that is 20 packs of paper. Oh, child, we cannot give away that one just all willy-nilly. I need to get something in return. Hallelujah. So there are going to be some requirements for it. That wasn't a, kind of a, all right, who just wants this type deal? And now y'all got to pick up paper and my name isn't even out there anymore. So there are going to be some requirements, but it's coming. It is definitely coming for that giveaway. And all the requirements and stuff to be eligible to win it. She says, I'm willing to tap dance for it. I know that's right. All right, y'all. Peace.